give me the one that wasn't plugged in?
It was plugged in.
It's dead, no battery.
It's been. It was dead when I got back.
Look.
And then I plugged it in.
I've not
I
been
don't understand what. Maybe your charger's buggered. What?
I don't think the charger's buggered, Joe.
Well, I don't know.
I think it's just dead. I think I'm just going to have to go old-fashioned and rely on you to do the monetisation this time around.
Nah.
Nah. It looks like the mics are working as well.
Liam's ill, by the way. He hasn't mentioned it, so I thought I'd let you
I haven't
know.
mentioned it, actually.
No? Today.
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 Fair, yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us on this Thursday afternoon, actually.
Yeah.
Quite nice outside, Joe.
It's quite nice. Like, cold, but nice.
It's fresh on the lungs, yes. Yeah. Sorry for not being present this week, chat. It's been a hell of a ride. Luce was convinced on Monday I was going to end up admitted to hospital.
Yeah?
Yeah, she told me yesterday, I didn't know this until yesterday, she told me yesterday she was getting quite upset because of how unwell I was. She was quite worried, upset, that kind of upset, you know. So...
that you weren't dead yet.
yeah. There's no will sign.
Yeah. I keep putting the poison in, but he's still going.
He just won't fucking die.
Yeah.
So, so we're back now though because I can't afford to be off any longer, basically. But we're here with another Liam and Joe show. So thank you for joining us. If you haven't already, please make sure you smash all those magical buttons. Hit the like button if you enjoy the content. Smash subscribe if you haven't already, and you can hit that bell notification icon if you want to be notified every single time we go live or drop a new video. And if you do become a member and get yourself in the Great Hall, you can also hit reaction roll and it will also notify you when we schedule a stream like we did about an hour ago for this one as well. So I got COVID, Joe, and then I started getting better and we did last week, and then I got full flu, and that was COVID followed by flu.
I'm kind of glad it happened to you.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
Because
I'm not.
I remember quite clearly getting COVID during the summer and then immediately followed by a lung infection, right? And you were supportive, but also, oh, are you ill? You haven't mentioned it as I'm nearly on the floor coughing my lungs up. So I'm kind of glad you've experienced it because now you know how I felt.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't wish, I'll put it this way, I wouldn't wish it upon fucking anyone.
Yeah.
It was awful. It was the sickest I have ever been. It was fucking awful.
Yeah. I got a lot of, I caught up on a lot of television.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, when you had it or when I was off?
I have also caught up on a lot of television since you've been off.
Yeah.
Because I've been watching Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Just in the back it's on Netflix on my tablet whilst I've been painting.
Okay.
I have got a lot of painting done since you've been.
You have done a lot of painting. You've been busy, mate. I've been very impressed.
Yeah.
And I'm very grateful because I'm very behind on my painting. And I've cancelled all my weekend plans because one of the things that's come out of this is simple tasks now flat exhaust me. So today's going to wipe me out. But I wanted to come back. And I also am well behind on my painting, so I cancelled my weekend plans so A, I can recover from today and tomorrow, and then B, I can sit there and get some paint on some models for the RTT a week on Sunday.
Yeah, but the text has stayed the same. You know?
Yeah.
Simple tasks exhaust you.
Yeah, simple tasks exhaust me, exactly, and don't take very long.
Yeah.
So thank you for waiting. We're gonna have a slightly shit at Christmas now, but
I'm burping.
Health comes first, unfortunately. What's going on?
My phone was like.
Oh, right, okay. So yeah. There's a lot of this as well. I'm sorry. There's a lot of this as well. I'll try and keep it to a minimum. But one thing I did do while I was coming down with the flu was I streamed for you people last Friday. And I sat there at my desk, shivering under the desk, but there was a reveal show to be done. And I don't know why. I've never done a reveal show before. I've never sat and streamed one. And I've always said I think they're shit content. And I still am not sold that they're great content. But the Thanes pushed me on Friday to do the reveal show. And I was like, you know what? If I do the reveal show, I actually do an earlier stream, which means I'm in bed earlier.
I thought in my head, because I know you quite well, right? I thought you were doing I feel like you did the reveal show because in the hope that it was going to be bad, to then justify you saying that reveal shows are terrible.
No.
Streams, right? Terrible content. I thought, but then obviously Games Workshop
Fucking-
bamboozled you. They ruined your.
They
You
gave you
ruined
an
it for
Uno reverse, didn't
Yeah.
they? Yeah. Hey, you know how we've done a shit reveal stream every single one this year?
Yeah.
Like, hold my beer.
Yeah.
So I sat there and I was waiting for the show, and I said to Luce before the show actually. So the reveal show was at 6.
I thought it was 7.
Yeah, the reveal show was at 6.
Yeah. Told the missus, got my cooking my pizza ready
So
for the show.
at 5:30 we went live, and I said to Luce, she's like, "How's this going to go then? Because you're not looking very well." I was like, "Well, we'll go live at 5:30. We'll talk for half an hour about. We hope to see what we want to see. We'll the reveal show come on. It'll be 15 minutes of pre-recorded garbage. We'll talk about it for half an hour. I'll turn off. It'll be fine."
Yeah.
She's like, "Okay, sounds good." Started the show at 5:30. Started talking about what we'd like to see. Was interesting what people wanted to see. The reveal show hit at 6. It then went for 55 minutes pretty much.
I know.
And I was like, what's this? And when at the point at which it was like, Lisa was like, oh, well, they wrap it up now. I was like, yeah, I think so. They then dropped the Eldar part at the end.
Yeah.
It was well put together. It was informative and not fucking boring and dull.
The people presenting it were actually happy about what they were showing off. That was weird.
I know, yeah. And it didn't feel like it was just corporate shilly like nonsense.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there is a bit of that.
I did enjoy the joke about how the Space Marine knives are terrible.
Yeah.
They slipped that win. I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah, there was a part as well that talked about campaign books, and Nick Blayton turns to the camera and is like, highly recommended. I was like, oh, the company selling the product that they're previewing says it's highly recommended.
Yeah.
Of course it is. Yeah, so that was one of my favourite lines, of course. But they did. But then I stopped and thought about this because I said I've had a lot of people say it's the best reveal show they've ever done.
Yeah.
Do you agree? Do you think so?
I feel like there was one that they did better,
Okay.
but that was during 9th edition when the Titans were here. And it was all the Chaos releases,
Okay.
all plastic Chaos. But that was kind of ruined for me because...
Is that personal to you though? That
That's
it was
personal
better?
to me. But I think in this edition, for the entire 10th edition, it's the best reveal show they've done.
Yeah, it's interesting because I sat back and thought about it today when I scheduled the stream, and I was like, it's quite interesting actually because the first part of the show was Krieg, right?
Yeah.
We'll talk more about Krieg later because I know you're dead excited to talk about Krieg, which was incredible. They then dropped Old World Empire, which I know you're happy about,
Yeah.
but for the majority of hobbyists, they're not that bothered about models from 25 years ago being re-released at 2024 prices. It's arguably a bit of a rip-off, and Games Workshop, announcing even more fucking profits and now looking at entering the FTSE 100 isn't necessarily going to really, satisfy the fans' quench for blood when they keep saying, we're making more money. Oh, by the way, put the prices up again. Anyway, that's by the by. They bought the old world stuff. Okay, whatever. I was like, not great. Age of Sigmar was lackluster until Gloomspite.
Yeah. I did. I liked the Spearhead box set. So for the Iron Jaws to get a Spearhead box set was good, but it was more of the same models that we've already seen, isn't it?
Yeah, the Cruel Boys model was something that should have been probably released with the old world. It was
I
that
don't think it
bad.
should have been released at all.
I agree with you.
But the Iron Jaw Spearhead, I would argue, has joined the ranks of the better Spearheads, as in terms of quality of what you get in the box set.
Which is interesting because the Astra Militarum Combat Patrol has just got worse. It's got worse.
Yes, but the problem is that 10th index. We don't know the rules, so whatever I say now, I'm gonna get in
You can
trouble.
say whatever you want.
I
Yeah.
can say what I want. But don't be like, ooh, Joe's index guard Kassakin, bumhole. Strength 3 -1. Hellguns is a bit terrible, and Rough Riders are not great.
No, sir.
But there is a possibility that they could be good again. because they clearly haven't been selling.
Question, right?
They haven't been selling Rough Riders.
But question: the current Guard Combat Patrol
Yeah.
is not that old because it includes all the new Cadian kits.
Yeah.
Why replace it? You get in that kit, you get 2 bombast field guns.
Yeah.
You get a Cadian command squad and 2 Cadian infantry squads.
Yeah.
So what you get? You get anything else? That's it, I think. Like, I think it might be
Field gun Sentinel.
Sentinel, thank
Yeah.
you. The new Sentinel. All new stuff,
Yeah.
all pretty stuff, really interesting core stuff for a Guard army. Why replace that?
Because they have, because of how Combat Patrol works, that Combat Patrol box set is viable still. So if they sell a new one, then technically you've got 2 Combat Patrols that a Guard player can now use.
If they don't replace it.
They did say that the existing Combat Patrol rules are still viable.
But can you still buy the box?
No. Probably
Yeah,
not.
that's a mistake.
But if they sold both, then yeah, I think it would be good.
So then we had, so obviously Cruel Boy, we won't talk about that. They did talk about 30, this concerns me, 30 new detachments for 40k during Grotmas. 30.
Are they going to do one a day?
I don't know, but it concerns me.
Is that doesn't head?
Doing 24 days of it.
Yeah, it's a advent calendar essentially, isn't it? So
Yeah, but it's 30. It's interesting because it said every faction is going to get one because Eldar and Guard are both getting one, which will be usable when the
demons
codex
are getting
comes
4.
out. But they're getting 4, so the distribution is going to be a bit all over the
yeah, it'll be
place.
interesting. But that concerns me because Games Workshop aren't well renowned for releasing lots of rules at once and maintaining balance.
The problem is though, right? Are we going to get index style, like a proper detachment? Like an actual proper detachment, or are we going to get Emperor's Children detachment?
What do you mean? Talk to me.
No special rules, just the Emperor's Children one didn't come with any enhancements.
No. I think we're going to see. I mean, correct me if
But
I'm
I
wrong.
did say a couple months ago, and I don't want to say Games Workshop listen to us because they probably don't.
Come on, they do.
I did say a couple months ago that we're over a year and a half into the new edition, into 10th edition. Some codexes aren't going to get released until the end of next year. We need more detachments for those codexes. Because obviously Eldar got Drakari got a second one.
I'm happy about it because there's factions I play like World Eaters that have got no indication of a codex being on the horizon anytime soon.
Yeah.
So I think it's good for people like that they get extra detachments. I absolutely do. I think it's interesting. For example, demons are getting 4, and they're all god specific. After the conversation we had about demons last week. Anyway,
but that would mean that if they did get a codex, the idea that they get 5 detachments is also good. 1 for each god, and then a mixed.
excuse me.
But mono would imply that they don't get things like Bellicor.
We then, what else did we see? We didn't see a lot else in terms of model-wise, really. There was some Black Library stuff that was quite interesting.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the reveal show, I was like, they started strong here, and then they went downhill. And then they went, sorry, let's not forget the Gloomspite, right?
Oh.
Let's not forget the Age of Sigmar release of monumental amounts of Space Wolf trolling.
It makes me feel positive for Space Wolves, though.
Why?
Because if that... It doesn't, right? Because we're getting incredible AOS models out at the moment. Look at the release of the new Stormcast Eternals, right? Beautiful flying, winged infantry, birdmen style guys, right? Some of the best AOS flying infantry we've ever seen in our lives. And then we got Sangard. Right? I hope history won't repeat itself when Space Wolves come out. I want to see beautiful because we've got beautiful grots riding beautifully sculpted wolf models. The grots have got cool wolf pelts and stuff all over them, and like charms and nice banners and stuff. I hope that Space Wolves follows the same thing, and we don't get them riding giant fat hamsters, essentially.
I'll go as far as to say I quite like Gloomspite kits in Age of Sigmar as a model range. I don't think I care for collecting them, but I think they're cool. Does that make sense?
Gloomspite,
Like you can appreciate a model range and think it's cool, but not really want to collect it necessarily. And I think they're cool, and I think they're fun, and I like the Mangler Squigs, and I like the Squig Riders and stuff. I think it's all super cool. And then they dropped this new stuff on Friday, and I was like, that went from cool to fucking cool.
Yeah.
So, Liam is, I have lost a lot of weight, yeah.
Also,
That's what happens when you don't eat for 5 days.
Also, the leader of those Gloomspite guys has the best lore ever for a character.
On that big wolf.
Yeah, because did you listen to what they said about the lore for him?
I heard parts of it, mate.
So
honestly.
basically,
I was trying just to survive.
Since the coming out of the Gloomspite rate, the people, the Grots, their leader has existed for 500 years, right?
Yeah.
He's immortal, but what it turns out is that but people have seen him die a lot. The Grot die. So what it turns out is the wolf is super smart because he's 500 years old. So what he does is he just picks the lieutenant of the army and puts him on his back, and he becomes the new leader. So it just turns out the leader of the army is actually the giant wolf. It's just a big fat guy that just sits on the top of him.
Amazing.
Yeah,
I was like, that's cool.
I'm like, that's good.
I thought it was a really cool looking release, and
Yeah.
I thought after seeing the Crawl Boys model and seeing that Iron Jaws basically got a combat patrol and some spells, I was like, okay, this is fucking cool. And then I got to the end of it, and I was like, it's a good release.
Yeah.
It's one of the better ones I've done this year, but I wasn't blown away. I'm just excited for Krieg, and that kind of, when you have that kind of peak at the start,
Yeah.
and it kind of gently drops off, I was like, well, that's not really the greatest way to put a show together. And then Nick dropped the whole, but there's more, and obviously we saw the Eldar release.
Yeah.
First thing I will say, right, I'm a huge Eldar fan. I'm a big Guard fan. So there's, I am sad that there is no Karandras. We'll talk more about this tomorrow night, though. I don't want to labour this. I don't want to labour this point right now. All I'll say is, for some people out there, is stop being so fucking ungrateful. Because some factions in this edition are getting a fucking a bad custodian captain, right?
Like I get the disappointment, but also I'm not surprised. You know, Games Workshop's really good at doing an incredible thing and then forgetting something.
Well, narratively speaking, in the narrative, Karandras has disappeared.
Yeah.
Right? In the 40k narrative, Karandras was helping out with the Inari, and he fought the Thousand Sons and fucked off. He's disappeared, and they haven't seen him since. So it might be that they're following a narrative arc. It might be that he comes out in a later narrative story.
But the problem is like Games Workshop's had full radio silence on this. I feel like we could have just had a Warcom post and be like, they could have done a hilarious question, like outline of Karandras and a big question mark, like where is he? What's he like?
They could definitely turn it into
do
a bit.
Where's Wally?
If you go digging, there's a huge rumour online. If you go digging, that GW forgot about him.
So that also doesn't surprise me, right? Because of the siloing of Games Workshop's product, they made Scorpions a kill team. So the 40k design devs are like, well, that kill team's already been taken care of. So Scorpion, that whole section, we don't have to worry about that.
Well, I said to my brother as well. I said the other thing because I was talking to him and we were joking about this whole theory about the fact that he had been forgotten about. I said you also have to remember that for the longest time there's been 6 Phoenix Lords, and it might be like, how many Phoenix Lords have we got designed? 6. Cool, good, because they added in the new one, right, for the Warp Spiders. And he was laughing. I was like, I mean, it's entirely possible. The way that company's run, it's entirely possible.
We still do have a Scorpions Phoenix Lord.
It's very old.
In Drazar.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Because Drazar is the first, the first Karandras is the first Scorpion Phoenix Lord. So I feel like that could have been a cool box set. You know, Drazar versus Karandras. He might even turn up in. I'd like to see an End Times for 10th edition, like narrative books where they bring in some random characters and he just turns up in one of those.
Well, I mean, I'm not. All I want to say to people out there is, especially if you're an Eldar fan, because I was reading through the Eldar Facebook group. And obviously it's on Facebook, so it's already a fucking wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Yeah.
But I was reading through the Facebook group and I was like, so you've got new Assurman, you've got new Falcon, you've got new Spider Lady, whose name I forget what she's called now. Lycus,
yeah.
Something like that. You've got new Swooping Hawks, new Baharoth, new Striking Scorpions, new Fire Dragons, and they're all whinging there's no Karandras. I was like, Everybody has complained for ages that the majority of aspect
the thing
warriors.
is, though, you need to understand that the people who complain will complain regardless.
I know.
So if we got Karandras, they'll be like, "Where's the new War Walker?"
So the question really
Well,
is,
okay,
the question really is for today in the stream is, was it the best reveal show ever, or did the sandwich of incredible Krieg and beautifully stunning Eldar that arguably look like they could have been crafted from the AOS team,
Yeah.
did those releases sandwich what was a relatively mediocre release and make it look amazing?
Yeah, I think so. And it also depends on what you like. Because, like, for me, love Krieg, absolutely love Empire. I enjoy AOS, and I'm painting Eldar at the moment. So for me, I was like, all these reveals is good.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this. This is amazing. But the good and then the mediocre is not fair. Like the average and then the good again was really. I really like that because when they said a little bit more, I thought they were going to show us, I don't know, the 3D renderings of Emperor's Children or something.
I do finally think they got the recipe for the actual show right.
Yeah, I think if they stick with this format, I think going forward they'll be fine.
I've been quite critical of it. I think they finally hit the right format. I think that was the first time where I was like, you've got it.
And Lycus is an incredible model as well, by the way. For a new Phoenix Lord model.
Not my favourite.
It could have been it could have gone the other way, but I was like, she's basically Lady Spider, like Spider Woman.
Not my favourite. New Phoenix Lord. She's beautiful.
Yeah.
Stunning. No problem with it at all.
Who is your favourite Sermon?
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably. Although, what I find interesting is people were going, what's your favourite? Is it Lycus? Is it Asherman? Is it Baharoth? And I'm like, actually, do you know, my top two was Asherman and Fugan, but because he was leaked ages ago, people have kind of died off on him already.
Yeah.
But I think he's a fucking beautiful
I do
model.
like Lycus, and I do like Baharoth.
But my favourite kit, I think it will be the Warp Spiders. They look fucking incredible. And I cannot wait to have them in the army.
I like all of them, to be honest. The Fire Dragons are cool. I really, really liked Fire Dragons.
Yeah.
They were nice. I did find it interesting that, like, the thing is that people are like, where's Fugan? I was surprised that we didn't get new Dire Avengers. Because obviously we got the upgraded Dark Guardian kit, but we didn't get new Dire Avengers, which I also found odd.
Yeah. Would I like new Dire Avengers? Yeah. Would they be the next thing I do in Eldar?
No, I'm not fussed that we didn't get new Dire. Like, I'd be tempted to do what you did, was take the new Guardian model and put Dire Avenger heads on them.
So that's what it's all it needs. It's expensive, but I think if you said you can do new Dire Avengers right now, or we got update Vipers for you, for example, but I'll take the Vipers actually.
I still think the Viper kit's not terrible. It just needs a bit of work in terms of its like posing to make it look a bit more exciting.
Maybe, yeah. I'm not sure. I think it's because the old pilots are like single pieces with these weird old rigid Eldar helmets now.
Like, I've made Storm Guardians from one of the boxes, so I've got a bunch of spare Guardian heads that I can put on.
The basic Guardian kit is beautiful. It's got so much versatility in it. Anyway, what I want to know from you people, excuse my cough, what I want to know from you people, in hopefully, because we've had half a week off again, in big colourful postcards, is your thoughts on the reveal show. Was it mediocre, sandwiched by brilliance? What do you think of the format? Did you like the format? Is this what you will see in future? Actually, was the reveal show the best you've ever seen? Because I have had a lot of people, Joe, who have said, we've had comments on the video who have said, not an Eldar fan, not a Krieg fan, but thought it was the best reveal show.
Yeah. I think they did an incredible job showing it off. That new Krieg codex, by the way.
Oh, sorry, quickly, because I've just seen something before you, because I want to talk about Krieg. Also, one thing I want to say, we've waited now, so there's nearly 300 people watching. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone over in the US if you've joined us already, because that's today.
Yeah.
It's Turkey Day today.
Turkey Day.
Happy Thanksgiving to you
it's
today.
Black Friday tomorrow.
Yeah.
Payday today. So midnight tonight, do my Christmas shopping.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Excuse me. My throat's going. Talk to me about Krieg, Joe, so I can have a break.
That codex, the physical book itself, second best codex they've ever released. This third. It's in my top 3.
You've seen the cover.
Exactly, in terms of the covers,
Oh, right.
it's
I was going to say.
visually,
What's your top
if they have it right, so what they need to do with the inside of that guard codex is make it like a 7th edition Forge World Black Book. Do you remember the what was it called? Not Badab. It was the Badab. What was the war where there was like a 3-part book, lots of Krieg stuff, very very pretty books that Forge World released. And like all the like the books are like brown sepia kind of look to them.
I have some of them in next door, I think, maybe.
Yeah, like if that inside of that book is similar to those, I would rate it as the best book they've ever done. Next to
It's annoying me now because I know the ones you're on about. The campaign ones. I know what you're talking about. But yes, carry on. Sorry.
I literally got the back library book of it in my on Siege of Rax. Thank you. Yes, the Siege of if it's like the Siege of Rax books inside, it would be the best thing they've ever released. Right. But obviously, the Blood Angels Codex, stunning book, and the limited edition Chaos Space Marine book that you got me, beautiful book.
Yeah.
They've done really, really well on their limited edition books. Like the Tower one's really
If
nice.
I don't
as well.
get limited edition Eldar codex, by the way, I'm going to kill a man.
Yeah, like they didn't know. They didn't show. There will be one.
I'll kill a man.
There will be because they've done a limited edition of every single one. Like even I'd be tempted to get a limited edition Eldar book.
I had the last limited edition Eldar book.
Yeah,
The Brom ripped it.
silly Brom.
Silly Brom. So
I will fight a man for that limited edition.
So let's talk, because I could talk Eldar forever, and you know,
Yeah.
actually interesting.
So-
If you look at the polling that's happened since
Yeah.
about what people thought was the best part, statistically, the Krieg is a bigger deal for most people than the Eldar.
Oh yeah, I think the Imperial Guard and Krieg speak to people more. I think as a faction because they are more relatable and they're set in that kind of weird quasi French World War One
Yeah.
kind of quality.
What do you think it means for Guard though? Does this, because I'm not going to lie to you, I was both not surprised and surprised. So I'd said for a while, I think if they do Krieg, I think we'll see Death Riders and we'll see artillery pieces. I didn't think we'd see that much, I'll be honest.
So I did a wish list. When I said we need, like, if they're going to do Krieg, all they need to do is release a Marshall model and an upgrade sprue with a banner in it and upgrade for heavy weapon teams. And I'll be happy. And what we got was a stunning command squad with a commissar, which is great for me because I can now... I've got a commissar model, the special limited edition one they did for Games Day, which I'm going to make into Cypher's Kane, which now means that I can run a command squad led by a commissar in my Valhallans, which is good. So it means I've got rules for that. The heavy weapon teams look great because obviously Forge World discontinued the twin stubber teams, which look amazing. The artillery looks like proper siege artillery.
130mm base.
It's huge.
It's bigger than Angron's base.
Do you know what we've got in the back there? 3 of the Forge World artillery pieces for Krieg.
Yeah.
So we can make those basilisk things and run them as that.
130mm base.
It's
Joe.
huge. It's amazing. That's artillery.
That's fucking artillery.
That's artillery. I feel so. I've got mixed emotions when it comes with artillery and guard. I don't feel like personally, artillery and guard on the table makes sense because when you call in artillery, it's 10 kilometers away, and they're just sat having cigarettes and drinking tea, waiting for a phone call, and then they're just like boo off like. They're like that area there. I don't want to see it anymore. Make it gone.
Bit of the Royal Artillery of you, Joe.
Yeah.
Your military knowledge is unparalleled.
Yeah. I've had friends in the artillery and they say it's the most boring job ever. But those models look incredible. I want artillery. I got artillery.
Unfucking real.
Yeah. The multiple launcher, the mortar launcher with like the racks of mortars is great. The massive basilisks is great for like for my Valhallans thing. It's great. New Horseman.
Oh, new Somber Horseman.
Love a Somber Horse.
Love us, mate. Yeah, I said to Luce, I was like, Eldar is my focus right now, right? And I was actually sat painting this morning again for the first time in over a week, which I was so happy about, and I'm looking forward to getting a few thousand points in my own scheme done because I'm genuinely enjoying it. And what that reveal did was tell me what my next army was going to be, without doubt, because it's fucking stunning.
It's beautiful, and it's like so the new character guy, that's amazing. I'm gonna get him, and I want to get actual Lord Leontis as well, because at home I've got 20 Rough Riders I need to build and paint, so I need to get 10 more and Lord Leontis. That's 30 horses with Horse Lord, right? And then you get the Krieg horses. The new Death Riders look incredible.
They do look good, don't they?
Amazing. I'd argue that out of all the army boxes they've released for a long time, there is an argument like it's difficult to argue not to get 3.
That Krieg army box is going to be popular.
Like, because you buy 3 of those, sell the 2 spare leaders and the 2 spare codexes, and you've got an incredible waste. I want 30 Death Riders and Character Man, because then I can run 60 horse army. I don't care if it wins battles. I don't care if it wins anything. I just want to just do first turn, 60 horses, boom, you know?
I think we've seen in recent months, you very much do care if you win.
But if I'm charging down 62 horses, I'll be so happy.
I mean, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
And what I want to do is I want to have a table that's like a hill, right? So you have like Brom can run his orcs and they can just mill around at the bottom, and I just charge horses at him.
Yeah.
For days.
I'm here for it.
Oh, that'd be so good.
Like I've seen that in a film.
Yeah. Will you do the whole speech at the top of the hill as well?
Yeah.
Bright up one of the lights.
Yeah.
And then just
And
fucking
they all die.
call the Rohirrim to you.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'll get a horn. Like,
Yeah.
or I'll get Brom to dress like a fox, and I'll wear a full hunting outfit.
That is not a kink I thought you were into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'll turn up in my jobbers and my red coat and my boob hat with the little nipple on the top thing.
Yeah.
It's just such a good box set, and obviously the new engineer. Well, the thing is that like there's been a bit of moaning in the Krieg community because they're not always happy.
Surprise. Shock.
Because so I'm not going to tar all Krieg players with the same brush.
Oh, I know where you're going to go immediately.
Right.
Okay, carry on.
But there is a bit of a PC master race, isn't there, when it comes to Krieg players?
It's not the resin one.
It's not the Forge one. It's not resin. It's not a real Krieg model, right? That's not all of them. Some of them are down-to-earth normal human beings. But there's people, I like them, but they're not as good as the Forge World models. And I get it. The Forge World models were hand sculpted with love. And like all the little tiny buttons are proper little hand sculpted Aquillas. Like the people that sculpted the resin Krieg did a great job. But I don't also want to spend £70 on a 10-man infantry squad. Like, so I'd like the idea of like buying a horse for like 30 quid.
I'm going to upset the old Krieg traditionalists.
Yeah.
I don't like the resin stuff.
I love the resin stuff. I think there's a certain like earthiness to
You and
them.
I both know I got my hands on a lot of the resin stuff.
Yeah.
And I fucking hated working with it.
Don't worry, I'm going to find a use for that resin stuff.
You're more than welcome
That
to.
resin stuff is going to be everywhere. In my pants.
If it
I'm just
helps.
going to get big pants. I'm going to pour it in, just jiggle it around.
If it helps you, there's 30 Death Riders.
Yeah. It's going to happen.
They're already out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just going to be Krieg everywhere. 9
of the fixed artillery pieces.
Yeah. Man milk. What they need to do now, right, is we need to know about Forge World Legends, what's going on, what's staying. Because you also have Truckosaurus.
Well, so I also feel
Gorgons.
sorry for some people that I know where Krieg, New Guard Codex hit, Krieg engineers and stuff like that went off of the website. A lot of people got rid of that stuff. And now they've gone, here's Krieg engineers.
Yeah. The thing is though, right, if you are an existing Krieg, because I know a lot of Krieg players when a lot of it went to Legends, and they were like, oh, I haven't got rules for my engineers, I haven't got rules for my grenadiers. And now people are like, we want our grenadiers, we want our engineers back. And now there's kind of like a weird in-between unit, which is a bit of both. Yeah. Whereas before, engineers were mine underneath, throw some grenades out, drill away. You know, they're a bit more of a stealthy, sneaky unit. Whereas now they're like, we've got rotating shotguns. We're just gonna just trench sweep everywhere. Yeah. They're a lot more of an aggressive unit. And also, I really like the fact that they've brought back in the Cyclops demolition vehicle in the grenadier. Cool. So if you're a Krieg player now who's got all the old Forge World stuff, you don't have to buy any new models, and all your units have rules now. You can run your grenadiers as Kassakin. You can run your engineers as the new grenadiers.
Do you think this will mean anything for any other regiments? So I saw a question. The reason why I say this is because I saw a question online. I don't know where. I'm going to be honest. Yeah. My brain is struggling after this last week. Yeah. There's a bit of brain fog going on, and there's a few days that have merged into one, and it's been a fucking mental challenge. Honestly, it's been a bit crushing at times. Yeah. But do you think? I saw a comment online that said, "Wait, does this now mean that Krieg are replacing Cadians?" Now, with all due respect to the individual that asked this question, I thought it was a bit of a stupid question when you consider that the Cadian range was updated within the last 2 years, right? So the Cadians were brand new within the last 3 years, okay? There's no way they're going to go, here's a whole new range of Cadians to the sum of heavy weapons teams, artillery teams, infantry teams, command squad, upgrade kits for the infantry teams for more diversity in options. We're going to give you all of this stuff for Cadians, which has been the kind of core guardsmen for forever. Yeah. And then 2 years later, we're going to scrap it all. That's never going to happen. So that wasn't the case. But what it did get me thinking, because people then going, well, does this mean Krieg's just now replacing Cadians and Cadians no longer exist? And I feel like there's a little part of me that does feel like, sorry, Cadian fans, that if you only ever had Krieg for guardsmen, well, that's the most 40k guard regiment that exists. So that's cool. But I then wondered, actually, let's think about this the other way. Does this mean we may get plastic Valhallans, plastic Mordians, plastic Steel Legion, or do we plastic Catachans, or do we think actually they've gone? Well, Krieg is the most popular out of and it was the one that was resin, so that's it. Then that's all you're going to get. What do you think?
The thing is, though, we've had 3 Catachan characters come out.
I thought we'd see Catachans before Krieg.
I thought we'd see Catachans before Krieg. I think we'll still get Catachans.
If you think about the 3 Catachan characters as well, it would have made sense. And the way that kill team works, it would have made sense to see a Catachan kill team. Yeah. Seeing a Krieg kill team was a left of field swing.
Would put money. I would put money on another guard regiment getting a kill team box set. Okay. It'll either be right. If they want to make vast sums of money, it'll be Gaunt's Ghosts.
We've already got Gaunt's Ghosts. We've already got Gaunt's Ghosts.
We've had the command squad.
Right, okay.
Right, we've had Gorn and a couple characters. What we need is a Ghosts infantry squad. A 10-man infantry squad with a flamer, a missile launcher, and a sniper.
Tanith.
An actual Tanith guard infantry unit.
Tanith kill team.
Because they did say in the reveal show that there is a detachment about stealthy guard. So that's your Catachan / Ghosts kind of.
Catachan stealthy?
They're jungle fires. If in the Catachan books, they're either like they're stealthily hiding through the woods and stabbing up orcs and stuff in combat, and then letting loose with like auto guns and stuff. I think those 2 make perfect kill teams.
Yeah, okay.
Because back in the past, we used to have Catachan snipers, Catachan heavy weapon teams, Catachan demolition squads, like all this stuff. So it makes sense to get
if you go back when I started in the hobby, you'd have blister packs of Valhallan heavy weapons teams, and Valhallan special, all in metal.
Yeah, I would expect in the new codex, there'll be Krieg command squad, Catachan command squad, Cadian command squad, and then you have Cadian infantry, Krieg infantry, Catachan infantry squad. And then Krieg heavy. Like they'll have their own rules.
Interesting.
I think, and I do think we'll start to see more guard stuff because that's what we've been asking for ages.
Yeah, I hope. I want it to be the start of. We're going to now start diversifying the plastic ranges because they've also been reported of building 2 more factories or taking on 2 more factories to produce more miniatures. And if that means, I will always understand when they have to cull some of the range because it's old and doesn't maybe sell very well. But if that means we're going to pave the way for a glorious future in the Guard where you'll get plastic Mordians would send me over the fucking edge, Joe.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. That would
Mordians would be
they're
hoggers.
one of the only ones really that would probably tease me away from things like Krieg.
The great thing about Mordians, right, is you just put 10 more heads in there with piff hats.
Oh, don't.
Right. I would kill a man for
If that's the future, I'm happy for it. To be honest with you. Anyway, we did ask people what they thought. You guys have been amazing. I know we've been away for so long. I'm nervous at the moment, revenue-wise, for the channel. So thank you so much for all the support. It's incredible. We have already hit 62 new members on the stream as well. So if you want a Joe Hope, 5 gifted or more, and he'll give you a personalised hope before the end of the stream.
Also, I'm going to add the Krieg stuff to my Valhallans. Right?
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Made up your mind, have you?
The stuff I'm doing, yeah. That's what I'm going to do. But at the same time, I really want to do a Krieg army on cobblestones to make kind of like a French World War.
Have you seen what?
Really revitalise.
Have you seen what my Krieg's based on?
No. I feel like it would really give me the bolt action that I desire. So thank you, Smeg for Brain, for 1 gifted membership.
Thank you, Smeg for Brain. You're a legend.
It's been a long time. Thank you, Stay Monkey, for 5 gifted memberships.
Thank you, Stick Monkey.
I hope that if we have bad weather in the next week, the trains aren't affected, and your trains are on time when they say they're going to be there at that time.
Strong.
Yeah.
I thought you were about to give him another car hope.
I was thinking about a car.
You can't really see the cobblestone base almost.
Yeah.
It's like French street paving is what I went for on my Krieg. Yeah, cool. I can't really show you because the picture's not very good. Anywho, yeah.
So says I went for Stroyans. Stroyans is a sad story, really, because we got Stroyans near the tail end, and they had this beautiful, beautiful metal range, and it was incredible, and the sculpts were amazing, and then they kind of went away quite quickly, which made me sad.
I'm very excited for the future of Guard. I've been sad about them in 10th because I think that the way they play is a bit dull. I know they're doing quite well at the moment, and they're quite popular. And I think the win percentage is quite high right now, but I still don't necessarily think the way they play is particularly exciting. And I think the concept of a Guard army that has things like cavalry units and artillery units and tank units all working in conjunction is quite exciting for me personally.
Also, they did say tank commanders are going to work differently, but you've got Lehman Russ tank commanders, Rogue and Josh tank commanders.
Yeah,
that's hot.
It's hot.
That's
So
hot.
hot right now.
Yeah, Talon are severely missed. Mike Costello from Vanguard Tactics has got a stunning Talon army that he kit bashed it and converted all up himself, didn't he?
Yeah, it's stunning.
Fucking brilliant. I love his. I've played against it. I love his Talon army.
Oh, the cogs turned up. Hang on, boom. It just means I can go to the fan funding section now.
Yeah.
Thank you, White55, for 1 gifted membership. Thank you, Lord of Cinder, for 5 gifted memberships. I hope that when you go to the Christmas light switch on in your town, there is mulled wine and mulled cider, mince pies, strudel, and a halfway decent minor celebrity.
Well, he's in America, Lord of Cinder.
Yeah.
So they're halfway decent. My celebrities are like our A-listers anyway, to be fair.
Yeah. I find it because I went to the Shaftesbury Christmas light switch on.
Did you?
No mulled wine.
Do you like mulled wine?
I love mulled wine.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
I've got
but I
3
don't love
bottles
it.
from last year in my garage. Yeah. I bought it for a bottle each from Tesco's for a pound each because I bought it after Christmas. But considering Guy Ritchie owns the Shaftesbury Airfield,
Sorry.
Guy Ritchie owns the Shaftesbury Airfield. I was
he?
like, maybe he'll come turn the lights on.
He didn't.
No, it was two random people who were their speakers were a Bluetooth speaker on the City Hall balcony.
Oh wow.
Right, so we couldn't hear that. It was just they're laughing, and everyone was like, "Yay!" Like, didn't know what was happening. And then all of a sudden they're like, "Fine." I went, "Okay." And annoyingly, I was quite disappointed this year because they didn't do a really shit job. Christmas light switch on, because every year it's been getting worse and worse.
Oh right.
Last
okay.
year there wasn't even a countdown. Some of the lights turned on. The Christmas tree didn't turn on, but some of the lights. Whereas this year they actually did a countdown, even though we could barely hear it. But most of the lights turned on. But they still did a really crap job with the lights. But yeah, I hope you have a good Christmas light switch on. Thank you,
Nice,
Luke87 for 1 gift of membership.
Thank you, Luke.
Thank you, Doug Lyle for 1 gift of membership. Thank you, Chaotic Failure for 20 gifted memberships.
That's massive. Thanks,
That's
Ben.
good.
Love you, Ben.
Yeah. I hope the next time you go to a garden centre, there is one of those giant macaw parrots, and it stands on your shoulder.
About the animals.
Yeah. Sex, food, or animals.
Sex, food, or animals? Yeah.
I'm a simple man.
Yeah. Because if we think about it, even the Christmas light switch on was essentially food and drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was at the Portland Down Garden Centre, they used to have a macaw that would stand on
All
your
Joe
shoulder.
cares about food, sex, animals.
Yeah.
Food, and sex with animals.
Sometimes all at the same time.
Yeah.
Thank you, Big Bad Peter Gaming, for 1 gifted membership.
Yeah.
Thank you, Harborn Vortex Games, for 5 gifted memberships.
Thank you, Mr. Exclamation mark.
I hope, Harborn, that you get an actual halfway decent allocation of the Krieg and Eldar box sets.
I think he gifts nowadays just so he can get good business wishes from you, because that's all
Yeah.
you give him now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although it
And-
wasn't food, sex, or animals, at least.
Yeah.
Strong.
Yeah. Because they got real bad. Element never gets a good allocation.
Never
on
changed,
boxes, do
Joe.
they? Yeah.
Never change, mate.
Thank you, Stick Monkey. He says it was just elf bullshit, wasn't it? Rude. I mean, it mostly was, but beautiful.
As a man who encourages nothing but dying for the Emperor, surely he's excited about the Krieg release.
Yeah. I'm hoping. So they said detachments-wise, there's an artillery detachment.
Yeah.
So good. You've got my favourite one, which is mechanised units in
Tank detachment.
chimeras, which is my favourite version of guard. Infantry, and then obviously the a tank detachment and the stealthy detachment. I'm hoping there's like a cult of death detachment.
They only get 5.
They only get 5.
Yeah, they said that, didn't they?
Plus the Christmas one.
I'm sure they said 5.
Yeah.
I'd like it. I'd love a fucking cavalry detachment, Jay.
So good.
I would love a cavalry detachment with a like an orc war type rule where you have to shout for the air, like.
Well, yeah. You have to have a hunting horn. I think
Yeah, if you don't turn up to tournament in
I
jobbers,
imagine the transport detachment will include mounted. Because every detachment we've had in every codex that is about transport is also mounted. Every time.
The artillery one scares me.
Yeah. It'll be hits better than 4s.
Tom says I don't think there was an infantry one. I didn't remember seeing an infantry one, but I kind of hope there isn't. 'Cause
There's a
infantry's-
stealthy one, which will be infantry. Tanks,
Maybe, yeah.
mechanised,
Artillery.
artillery. So there is a
Chaos
fifth.
one.
I thought they would have mentioned it if they did.
I'm excited to see the artillery one.
Yeah, I'm kidding. Thank you, Connor Flynn. Good morning and happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving to you too,
Happy
dude.
Turkey Day. You gained freedom from the turkeys.
Thanksgiving is a holiday we don't do here in the UK, but I love the concept behind it. I think it's a really nice concept.
I am a big fan of American cartoon Thanksgiving episodes
Right.
because they're always weird weird as hell.
Anyway,
There's a great Rick and Morty episode about Thanksgiving where every Thanksgiving Rick turns himself into a turkey to get himself pardoned by the president, which for all of his crimes, and he turns himself back into a human. And it gets to the point where like the president starts turning soldiers into turkeys so they could then find Rick as a turkey, with hilarious consequences. Obviously, it's a great episode. But then it turns out that there's a bunch of like alien Indians and old Native Americans and the Dutch colonials that fight turkeys.
Anyway, it's a holiday we don't really do here in the UK, and I quite like it. So happy Thanksgiving. Hope you're enjoying yourselves. Spend time with family and friends. Be thankful.
It's a great Teen Titans episode.
I'm currently thankful for the fact that I'm not dying anymore.
Thank you, Evan Tomiello. Interrupt me some more.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Thank you, Evan Tomiello, for 5 gifted memberships. I hope that you deal with your illnesses better than he does. And you look better doing it.
I hope you do too.
Yeah. You do look shit today, but you don't look as shit as you did the other day.
No. I feel, if you were to compare how I feel to normal, I'm like 40%. If you compare to how I feel 4 days ago, I'm like 1,000,000%. It was bad. It was bad.
Doug also says, get well soon, Liam.
Thanks, mate. I'm trying.
Tim Jazer has slipped in 10 gifted memberships.
Cheeky little beast.
I hope that when you go and see the Sydney Sweeney and Anna de Armas movie,
I know which one this is.
your row is completely empty, right?
You just splash there.
And they supply a Dune style popcorn bucket. You're gonna need it. You're gonna need it.
Yeah.
It got an R rating
Oh, yeah?
for all the sex and nudity and violence and swears.
And drugs on TV.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Can't wait.
Do you have a name for your craft world in law? Yes.
It's wibbly dibbler. I'm doing a proper one, whereas Liam's making his own one up.
Yeah, Joe's doing a law compliance craft world, we'll call it.
Yeah.
So you're doing Bieltan. Are you stuck with Bieltan? Yeah.
I had a moment when I was doing the Avatar because I ran the Imperial Fist yellow contrast through the airbrush onto the white sprayed Avatar, and I was like,
Eandon looking like
I was like, Eandon, but then I was like, I have to do tanks, and then the contrast for an airbrush is good, but I don't know if it's tanks good.
It might be.
I had a because yellow is nice, and we don't have a yellow army currently.
We don't know. I don't mind either. I like Bieltan a lot. I like it. There's nothing Eldar I don't
I think
like.
I do better because we ordered the stencils, didn't we? So
They're in my house. They've turned up. I've got
yeah,
them.
so I could do them. I feel like it makes sense to do them.
Yeah. Sorry, carry on.
Thank you, Kenneth Evans. Says, one of my favourite moments of the real show was when Lou said, "You've never looked at me like that."
Yeah, that was when the Eldar stuff started coming out.
And why would you?
She said to me, she was sat at fucking desk knitting away, and she's like, oh, because when they were wrapping up, she's like, oh, I'll go start dinner soon, because she knew I wanted to go to bed very soon after. And she's like, oh, are they wrapping up? I was like, yeah. And she started talking to me, and then they started showing off the Eldar stuff, and I was like, Lou, shut up, it's Eldar. And then I was fucking blown away by what they were showing. And I'll be honest with you, I was one of those people, when it's like an after show thing, I was like, we'll get. So we'd seen Fugan already. So I was like, we'll see Fire Dragons, I reckon.
Yeah.
And then they showed a silhouette which looked like a Baharoth. So I was like, okay, maybe we'll get something else. I was like, we'll get maybe one extra Phoenix Lord and maybe one extra.
I honestly didn't think that we'd get all of them.
No, 100%.
Right. Obviously excluding Matey Boy. But I was like, I didn't think they'd throw down all of them at once.
Yeah.
Because they've historically gone one Lord, one unit. One Lord, one unit. One Lord, one unit.
Yeah. So yeah, I was like, I thought we'd get maybe a little bit extra because the Fugan leak had happened. To see then 3 aspects, 3 Phoenix Lords, I was like, this is mental. And this is why I'm like, people whinge about Karandras. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Shut up.
Yeah.
Because you didn't even get 3 Phoenix Lords. Strictly, you got 4 Phoenix Lords because Fugan was leaked early.
Yeah.
You know, like we've done all right.
I think they've done incredibly well. But like what we've got now is like new warriors without their Phoenix Lord and a Phoenix Lord without new warriors.
But you tell me, right, if you think about Eldar, right, let's be honest, if you think about Eldar, you've got the Avatar, 2 versions of an Avatar, right?
3 technically, because
there's 3 in the one box, but there's 2 avatars, isn't there? There's the Avatar of you need as well.
Yeah.
So you've got Swirly Avatar,
Yeah.
you've got normal Avatar, both beautiful centerpiece models.
Yeah.
Eldrad is a stunning model as a named character. So you've got Eldrad, Asirman, Lycis, you've got Fugan, Jane Zar, Mugen Ra, like Baharoth. How many other factions in the whole of 40k have got that many named characters that now, if you stick those on the table together, you're going to go, wow.
Yeah.
No one gets that. And people are moaning because they haven't got Karandras. Fuck off. You've got the nicest fucking range of named characters in the whole of Warhammer 40k and you're moaning because you haven't got 1 extra.
Yeah.
Anyway, carry on.
Thank you, 95 Ginger Age. 5 gifted memberships. I hope that when you go to do your Christmas shopping, when you drive into the car park, there's an empty spot on the end with like a bit of verge next to it, so it's easy to get in and out your car.
Ooh, strong that one.
Yeah. Literally, as you drive in, right in front of you.
My least favourite thing is you drive into a car park and you go, there's the door and everyone's there and all those parking spaces are full and people are fighting for them because people are fat and fucking lazy. And then over there is the other end of the car park, which is completely empty because people don't like the idea of walking 50 steps to get into the shop. So what I do is I drive over there and I park. You see it when we go into town as well. I go park in a place where there's no one else. And the amount of times I then come out the shop and everyone's still jostling for position around here. I look at my car in the back of the car park, which is still completely empty, apart from the spot left and right of mine, which are now full of cars.
What is human nature? And it's like to gather together for warmth. Yeah.
Fucking annoys me, Jay. Go park somewhere
Tom
else.
did that today. Drove in, parked right next to me.
Just want to be close to you.
I know.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. Thank you, printers. I have the weaker. I think I having the weaker releases in the middle. I think right. We can start again.
Yeah,
I
don't
think
follow it.
having the weaker releases in the middle, it made the Krieg and Eldar even better. If everything was equally as good, then nothing is as good.
I kind of get it.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I think now, so obviously at the start, what they typically do is they do a release system by system. And at the start, we didn't know they were going to do double 40k releases.
Yeah.
Double 40k sections. So now the reveal stream finished, having them as the ends, the slices of bread in the sandwich, makes sense and strengthen the show. At the start, when I didn't know the Eldar one was there, I was like, you've peaked too early here.
Yeah. And then, because you had those, and then it was like, Empire's good, and then it was a real, when they released the Horus Heresy stuff. Here's a dreadnought you already have, but with different weapon options.
Yeah.
Whee!
And they were right on their roadmap. They did show us more tanks in plastic.
They did. They did. The Solar Auxilia flame tank was cool. But like that used to be a Krieg tank, didn't it? The big flamer tank.
The Macarius.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. What is a good starting point for someone new to start Eldari Combat Patrol box?
Their current combat patrol. They didn't show the new combat patrol, did they?
Current Combat Patrol box, if you go and buy it right now, you get a Farseer in it. Although, think about basic senders for him. You get a Farseer in it. You get 10 Guardians, Leviosa. You then get 2 units of 3 Wind Riders, and you get a Wraith Lord.
It's really good.
It's fucking great value.
Yeah.
It's a good core set as well.
Yeah. You probably don't need to buy 2, but as a start, it's great.
But you could buy 2, and it's all usable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even the second fast, yeah, it's still usable. Yeah, that's where I would start. Honestly, I start with just literally start with. The other thing you got is, what I will say is about that particular box set is a couple of points for a starting Eldar player, depending on what you've played before. Firstly, the Wraith Lord is a very old model. If you do some work, I've got 2 at home built. If you do some work with it, and when I say work, I don't mean green stuffing and fucking cutting joints. I haven't cut any joints. I haven't cut any arms. I haven't done any green stuffing. You can do some semi-decent poses. You can do some phenomenal poses, and some people on YouTube and Google will show how to do that with green stuffing and cutting and slicing. That's not my jam. I'm too lazy for that. You still can get some nice poses out of the Wraith Lords, despite the fact that they're quite old kits. The Wind Riders, their mounting points can be a bit shit. You might want to think about little paperclip pins in the bottom of the mounts and in the bikes to hold them in place. So you just stick them on, they stay in place. But the Guardian kit's beautiful, and it's a good core army. When you start moving out to things like current aspects and stuff, they can get a bit fiddly.
Yeah.
They are a small army, so I don't know what your experience level is, but if your experience level is quite high, don't worry about it, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
The Avatar is a stunning model. He's a solid piece to add to an Eldar army because he's 335 points. We found out.
Points,
it's a big chunk of points, which means you've got less to paint. He's also a solid pick, so he's not like you've wasted 335 points. He's a solid pick. He's cool as shit. But yeah, you're in a place right now where you can't really go wrong. Actually, to be fair, with most of their range, War Walkers, Vipers, tanks are all quite old. So the main chassis for all of the tanks, like the Fire Prisms and the Night Spinners, are a bit shitty. So, for example, the main hull, I would always suggest you get yourself some sandpaper or emery cloth, and because you get these weird lips on the edges where the plastic forms because it's an old mould. And you just sand it off and smooth it off, and it keeps it looking nice. But they still stand up, considering they are 10, 20-odd-year-old tanks themselves, aren't they, those kits, the bases?
Well,
the hulls, at least.
Yeah, so the Wave Serpent's the original kit still, isn't it? Whereas the Fire Prism got swapped out in, I want to say 7th?
The Wave Serpent and the Falcon are still original.
Yeah.
The Fire Prism was still metal in 5th or 6th. Yes, it might be 7th that the Fire Prism became plastic.
Yeah.
But they're a fiddly range. They're rewarding if you take some time with them, though.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say about Eldar painting as well is a lot of people will grab an army like Orcs or even Space Marines, and they'll go heavily on things like weathering, and it hides a multitude of sins. And I'm all for it. And I think if it means you can get an army on the tabletop faster, go for it. I personally think that Eldar are a faction that, without doubt, reward neatness.
Yeah, I think if for the tank, if you don't have an airbrush, invest in the rattle can colour that you're going to use.
Specifically from Colourforge.
So it's specifically from Colourforge because their colour match the GW paints because it gives you that nice smooth finish. Like if you use a big paintbrush to do your tanks, you'll get like the lines because there's lots of very flat panels. So just rattle can spray it. Maybe like 2 thin coats, but over the tank will be enough. And
I'd start with the combat patrol box, honestly, first, and then just go from there.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And the good thing about the Eldar tanks is the top part of the tank is basically like one piece.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, when they do it, is they have the top part of the tank and the bottom part of the tank in 2 separate pieces. So they rattle can spray the bottom part black and the top part the colour they want it to be, like green or yellow. And then once that's done, just glue them together.
It's a good time, though, because if you think about the fact, even if you think about the announcement they said with reference to the Inari rules in the preview show, this is something I focused on a little bit on that show, and I want to touch on it again for another minute now, because this is really important. And I don't think people have given GW anywhere near enough credit about this. They have said, unequivocally, that any Drakari units that you can take in Ynnari will be presented as datasheets in the Eldar Codex.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's so opposite GW. Because normally GW would be like, here's all these Drakari datasheets you can take, but you've got to buy the Drakari Codex.
Yeah.
Like, and they've gone, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to make you buy a second book. They even said it on the show. We're not going to make you buy a second book. No. We're going to put all your data sheets in one codex. And I was like, what? That's not like you. That's fucking huge thumbs
to see
up.
what they say you can take.
Oh, I think it's going to be a restricted list compared to what we... So at the moment, the current rules for Ynnari, so another reason why it's good to get into Eldar right now is because things like Ynnari do exist and Harlequins exist. Actually, you get a lot of options. You can change it up. and not get bored in a single faction. If you play someone like World Eaters or Votan, it can get quite samey quite frequently, whereas Eldar doesn't really suffer from that problem. Now, at the moment with the Inari, if you take old cat lady, Yvraine, as your warlord, your army becomes Yunari.
Yeah.
If you take Yvraine as your warlord and your army becomes Yunari, then what that means is you can take up to 1,000 points of Drakari in your army.
Yep.
You cannot take anything with the Avatar of Cain or Phoenix Lord keyword. Pisses me off only because narratively, a lot of the Phoenix Lords have been involved with fighting for the Yunari.
Yeah.
Jane'Zar's been involved with it, Karandras has been involved with it, they've been involved with fighting for the Yunari. So it does piss me off that you can't take Phoenix Lords in Yunari, narratively speaking, but it basically says you can't take Avatar of Cain units, Phoenix Lords, or homunculus covens.
Yeah.
So anything witch cult and anything...
So I mean, you could take Lilith and Drazar.
yes,
Okay.
currently. But you couldn't take Lilith and Jane'Zar,
Yeah.
which makes me sad.
Yeah. Because there would be the two that immediately go.
Yeah. So I think that will change. I don't think they'll give you unequivocal access. Fucking hell, John.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll give you unequivocal access to all of Witch Cult and all of the Cabal stuff.
I think you'll get Succubus, Witches, Archon, Cabalites, no Drazar, but Incubi, Scourges,
Yeah, we'll see.
Bikes, and Hellions.
Because Lilith has also, narratively, in her audiobook,
Yeah.
she's been fighting for Yunari.
Okay.
So
It'll
it's
be
possible.
interesting because it means the Drazar player, Drakari players will be able to see what their units will be like before their codex comes out. I would imagine that maybe Drakari comes out after Knights.
Interesting.
It would make sense.
Yeah. So yeah, back to the original point though. Start the combat patrol, 100%.
Yeah.
Thanks so
Also, John, 100 memberships.
I just turned up and fucking dropped 100 memberships immediately.
Yeah. He's like, have you seen my massive penis?
Mate, thank you so much. After this last week, I said to Luce, I said we're gonna have to have a tighter Christmas because
you just show him your penis now.
he can have it.
Yeah.
I said it to him in a box.
Yeah.
It got chopped off after that surgery anyway, basically.
I hope, John, you don't have to see your mother-in-law this turkey.
Wow.
Day. Yeah.
That's worth 100.
Yeah.
100%.
And your football team wins.
Yeah, John, thank you so much. So much.
John,
You fucking legend.
keeps the lights on.
John, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Warhammer Jesus.
Don't call him that.
Why?
He's done a nice thing. Chapter Master Bullsack! Also, John, thank you.
Don't do this now.
Yeah.
Don't do this to me now when I'm sat here feeling like this. John, fuck off.
John, are you on the sauce?
It's gonna kill you.
Don't do this now, John.
You don't have to really tell him that you've been ill.
Fuck off, John. Oh, wow.
Yeah. John, I hope that when we come to America, Liam will spoon you in your bed.
I'll carry him around on my back, Joe.
Yeah. We'll
Let me build my strength back up first.
We'll get, what's those things with the the chair with the little fucking the poles that carry people around on the chair,
Not a clue, mate.
like in Gladiator.
Oh. Is it a litter?
Yeah.
He's just done another 100.
Another. John, you just calm down.
Maybe hacked.
I hope so.
Yeah. If you have hacked, keep going.
John, you're an absolute hero.
Jesus Christ.
When you come over next time to play Horus Heresy, we'll just let you in.
He can play both armies.
He can play both. I'm hoping to have my Night Lords. Basically, for when he comes over, I'll have my Night Lords ready.
That's quite a lot.
And he says the Night Lords are broken, but it'll be fine because I don't know their rules.
That's quite a lot of members, Joe.
Yeah. This is our biggest Liam and Joe show ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is now, yeah.
Is this basically him saying you don't have to stream tonight?
We do. It does. It's not me. There's a big gap, Joe.
Yeah.
Luce was talking yesterday about whether today was a good idea, and I was like, I can't not. John, stop now.
John. Thank you, John. You do need to stop now, though.
I don't think he's listening.
YouTube's definitely gonna ban it.
Are we going to send John a T-shirt?
John, you can have a child.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I don't know what. I can't even fucking ban him to stop him because he's got about 28 accounts.
Yeah. He'll just make a new one. That's always the fear with John.
Oh my
It's
God.
like a Hydra.
Yeah.
Cut off his head.
You take one of the heads.
Come back.
Yeah. Is he making up for the fact that you haven't done anything for a while?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know what we can do for him.
Well, you better think of something.
I feel like John's Christmas bonus is coming. Thank you, Toilet Dice, or aka John. Everyone say thank you to John.
What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing?
We just. John. I've lost count now.
He's on 500.
500, Joe. So, what wish are you gonna give him?
I hope, John, that you have the best life ever.
We need to do something nice for him. What do we do for him, Joe?
Cuddle him? I don't know. Get him some actual toilet dice with water. I'll get a little jar and then just put some dice in, there's some toilet water in it and put some dice in it.
Why has he done that?
What? Because he loves you.
There's too much in one show.
He feels sorry for your pathetic kind of
Thanks, mate.
look.
Thanks.
I've got a bit of a headache coming on.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably because I haven't drunk much today. I'm gonna go to Lidl in a minute and consume an entire box of cold and flu just to protect myself.
Finally dedicate the bathroom to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll get some red rope to go all the way around it.
We've got photos of John now that we could probably use, haven't we? Where we
Yeah.
can take a photo of him and print it out and put it on a frame.
We'll get like a really nice regal frame, and we could get a print that makes it look like it's been painted in proper like acrylics.
I don't have words, which
What?
is rare for me. I don't have words.
Give John a personal. Me and John will play, and I'll dress appropriately for our game as a fire slayer. We'll play some AOS, and I'll dress in the Or I'll get my hair proper like stuck to my face like emo.
Oh, emo cringe lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll dress as a Night Lord, aka vampire, not vampire. It's still going.
Yeah.
5, 10, 50. Your idea?
I mean, it's quite a lot.
It's quite a lot. It's quite a lot. We'll repaint a mural on the toilet of John, but loads of different versions of John with like glasses on,
Yeah.
like every member of the Avengers, like hand painted.
You can just do the Sistine Chapel, replace all the faces with John.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah. The final meal, John. Yeah,
The final meal.
the final lunch. You know, or like all the Primarchs, but John's face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people are going to get emails this lunchtime.
Yeah.
Shall I carry on with the super chats?
I mean, we might have to. 'Cause it's
Like a moment of, we're just watching it slowly. It's still going. Thank you. I know what you did last roll. Great to see you back, Liam, and alive. Only good thing on a miserable Thanksgiving morning here across the pond.
At least it's Thanksgiving, though. It's not that miserable, right? Thank you for the super chat. Dude.
You got to do it. What are you thankful? John.
Yeah.
Are you thankful for John?
I can't believe you've just done this to me live on air.
I've only seen you cry once during a stream, but you weren't on camera.
No.
Thank you. I think you shouldn't be miserable this. Although I find it can be probably quite stressful on Thanksgiving as well. If you've got to cook like a big meal. I always get stressed out on Christmas because I've got to cook the food. But then I get to eat the food.
That is a good bit.
I've learnt to wash as I go as well. The plates, not myself. I don't wash myself whilst cooking.
Sprouts are done, quick, clean.
Yeah. Thank you. I know you did last roll for one gift membership. Every little counts, like Tesco. You know? Then, thank you, Manello. I'm glad to see you're feeling better. I'm thankful for this kick-ass show and great community. I thought the reveal show was good. I collect none of those armies, but the majority of them were cool enough to make me interested. I mean, the Eldar release was incredible. If you don't collect Eldar now, there's no obviously finances. Because obviously, if you've got the finances, buying each Phoenix Lord and a box of their associated warriors is a cool way to do an Eldar army. You probably won't win.
There is a bunch of people. There is a bunch of people that said after the show I wasn't interested in either of them, and now I'm interested in one or the other.
Yeah.
Which I mean, obviously GW marketing team tick.
Yeah.
We've done what we set out to do, but
I think the Krieg release is incredible. I think if you can afford to get that starter box set, do. You know, it's just good, isn't it? Excuse me. Although if you like talking about the combat patrols, if you buy the existing one now with the Cadians and then buy the new one when it comes out, that's a good foundation for a guard army as well, I think.
I think the KD one right now, I think, is a good one as well. That's the thing.
Thank you, Grimwich Bun. Says, great reveal show, even for armies I'm not interested in. Was expecting more from Black Library, but the release of the Guard Manual is a nice surprise.
Yeah, I like that.
Guard Manual?
You know, you used to have the old, the two books.
The Guardsman's
the
uplifting primer,
yeah. They've put them together and made a new one.
Have they?
It's all fancy. Yeah, it looks nice. I want it.
Oh, I'll get that. I had I got the original one when that came out. Yeah. There's always what I like about in a lot of guard books when they like have to like ditch kit to go and fight. Like they're like, oh, I've got to go fight the tunnel. I've got to ditch a bunch of kit. Always like strip down. They either make sure that there's always like a bit. Like in the Dan Abnett books where like all of their fucking their primers all hit the floor at the same time, or they...
Someone take that fucking... Where's Stick Monkey? Take his internet connection away.
Yeah.
Turn it off.
We'll get down to you in a minute.
I mean, maybe we should jump to it, Joe.
All right.
It might be $500 in one fucking super chat.
Please, everyone, send this man and his team some love, no matter what it is, to help this going strong into 2025. John Warhammer.
That's the biggest you can super chat.
That is amazing. I thought John Warhammer was a myth. A legend like Batman, but he's real. He lurks in the corner of every GW store. He's like James Workshop.
John, I don't have words for this.
You can sing the song more than words.
I can't sing fucking anything at the moment, mate.
Yeah.
I can't sing anyway. I
Yeah.
can't sing when my throat's good.
When he's better, he'll sing to you.
You don't want that.
That's my wish.
You don't want that.
And
no one wants
I
that.
do. I want it to be content.
Sing to him.
And I want you to sing more than words. That'd be the song.
I don't know what that song is.
It's a song from America. I know it as there's a great film called The Love Guru with Michael, the guy who does the voice of Shrek. Mike Myers, yeah.
Joe, I don't stop now though. That's far too generous. It's far too generous for us.
Yeah.
For this one show. Like,
you're going to screw up the analytics. They're going to think that we've hacked a man.
I don't know what to say.
Thank you.
What?
Say thank you to the nice man. Thank you, John. Notice how he didn't do it. So. Thank you, 40k Medic. Reveal show was better than most. Eldar reveal has converted me. Immediately went and bought a bunch of Eldari models to keep me going till the release.
Good man.
Correct. Correct thing to do. I feel like that's what we should all be doing. I mean, I didn't because I just used the boxes that we had out back. But if I had, I could, I would.
What was the number of gifted for you to dress as a fire slayer?
I said 500.
I mean, he did say that.
Yeah, but I didn't say that today.
No.
Is that not a
I forgot about that though.
Yeah.
At this rate, it's enough memberships that Joe will dress as whatever fucking John wants him
I feel
to.
like John can do what he wants at this rate.
Yeah. He's going to come in dressed like Lady Gaga on a wrecking ball. I reckon you'd own that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Miley Cyrus on the Wrecking Ball?
Oh, yeah.
I could be Lady Gaga.
Oh.
Cyrus. Lady Gaga Cyrus. Lord of Cinders dropped to 50 as well. He's like, I will not be outdone. I mean, you'll struggle to
think he
beat
might.
John.
Yeah.
If
You've done
you're not
10%
winning
of
that
it.
fight, Lord of Cinder, but thank you. You are a hero. I
Fucking
hope
hell.
that you get invited to a glory hole party.
Resident Rumdrigger says, have we met Stream Target yet?
Yeah.
No.
and
Halfway.
at that glory hole party, you get what you want.
They're halfway over.
You get the good version.
They're over halfway to the record.
Fucking hell, yeah.
Right.
We're gonna be busy, Joe.
I desperately need a wee. So
Do
you're
you?
going to have to do that.
Where are we at, mate? Oh, 40k Medics was a big pink one as well. You didn't tell me that.
You sat there like...
Thank you so
looking all
much,
sad
40k
and
Medic.
weepy.
I am sad and weepy because people shouldn't do this. This is a bit of support's fine, and I think we deserve a bit of support, but this is far too much. Thank you, Gordon Fenton, for the 5. I used the kill team boxes alongside spares to kit bash 30 Krieg infantry, 3 heavy weapons teams, and a command squad with flag. That's amazing. Joe was like, he was definitely in the park of, I can just with a couple of bits convert the Krieg into all different manner of things, heavy weapons teams and stuff. I was mildly concerned when the Krieg were announced that he was going to be like, they're all going in Valhallans, so they won't be Krieg. But he's actually come back to me and said, I'm going to make them Krieg and paint them the same colours as my Valhallans, but make them Krieg. So I'm excited to see what he does with that one. But thank you so much for the 5 dude anyway. You're a hero. Kirioth, I'll get your wish from Joe when he comes back, and Aaron, because I don't want to do it for him because my throat's going. This is why you're going to have to do a lot of the producing tonight.
Yeah.
My throat's
It
going
sounds
again now.
Rough.
I lost my voice on Monday, Tuesday.
You should not speak.
I couldn't speak. It was gone. It was red raw.
Red Rocket.
Don't. Laughing doesn't help me either. But yeah, my voice was gone. And this lot aren't helping.
You're still going.
It's fucking insane. Look at the top of this, right? Look at the top of that. Chat. Up here, look.
It's just endless gifted. Not bad.
I'd had a serious conversation with Luce yesterday before we streamed last night. I'm going to, I'll put pause on this once we get to Curious memberships. A serious conversation with Luce, and it's not something we were upset about or sad about, but we're like, Christmas might not be quite exactly what we wanted it to be. It'll be fine. We'll have food. We've got family, but I had to look after health first. So we'd already had the Thursday, Friday off 2 weeks ago with COVID. Then we battled through last week, which wasn't the greatest week, but we did all right. And then this week we legitimately thought on Monday I was going to go into hospital because it was that bad at home. I was in a very bad way. So I went to see the doctors and we were convinced I was going to get admitted to start with. So we just had the conversation. It's like, Christmas won't be as luxurious as we were kind of hoping it would be. This is mental.
Well, I think Uncle John's got you covered there.
Maybe, yeah. It's absolutely fucking mental.
I'm back now. If you just sat here in silence the whole time I've been
No,
gone.
I said like Gordon Fenton kit bash 30 Krieg infantry, 3 heavy weapons teams in a command squad out of the kill team boxes and spares, which is impressive. I said you were confident you could have made heavy weapons teams and stuff like that. At Krieg.
So with my Krieg, for the Krieg teams, I made obviously the 4 Valhallan squads with the head swaps from Anvil Industries. I then made 3 heavy bolters teams with the Krieg kits and the heads for the Valhallans. I made 3 missile launcher teams, but I just never got around to painting them. I also did 5 snipers, but I never got around to painting them. Obviously, I did the command squad. I did the artillery teams as well. So the field artillery was the Acadians using the Krieg bodies and the Valhallan heads to convert them as well. So it is doable. It's incredibly doable, but it's a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
But done right.
But I was like, that's perfect. And now you've got even more shit to add, which is amazing, right?
Yeah.
So I got to Kyrios gifted, and I was like, I don't want to do gifted hopes because
You can do gifted hopes.
because you do them better than me.
Like Kirioth, thank you 5 gifted memberships. I hope that you don't get anal polyps.
See, that's not where I would have gone. You've outdone me there, Jay.
I don't have them, but
Wow.
I also don't want them.
He says
So,
this.
yeah. Thank you, Aaron 582 Railways for 5 gifted memberships. I hope this Christmas you see the Hogwarts Express. I'm assuming by your name you like trains. If you don't, it's a very ironic name.
Yeah.
Maybe he hates trains.
Maybe he just likes running a train on people.
Maybe he was touched by a train conductor.
Yeah.
You know. Thank you, Hardborn Vortex Games. Me as a guard player, give me all the regiments in plastic. Me as a retailer, oh God, we're already cramped shelf space. That is a problem. Because
Kirill says, too late. Can I have an up-to-date hope, please? Yeah, that is a problem.
yeah, I hope you'll get an anal cavity.
Well, fucking
I hope
Jesus.
those polyps don't develop into a large crater in your anus. You know? But as a Games Workshop retailer, I think it must be quite daunting for anyone when it comes to selling Games Workshop's product, because the space is at a limit. Like there's a cool nerdy shop in Yeovil nearish where I live, and their Games Workshop corner has literally like tripled in size over the last like 2 years, to the point where like it's now like a third of their store. So yeah, I feel for you. Thank you, Sir Galahad Grander, for 5 gifted memberships.
Thank you, Sir Galahad.
I hope that every product you want to buy your family for Christmas presents is in the Black Friday sale.
All strong.
Yeah.
I never really use Black Friday sales anymore.
I do it every year now for Christmas presents. So I make a wish list before Black Friday.
When it started, I was like, Black Friday deals is really, really good. And then eventually it was like, oh, it's just shit now that's in the sales.
Problem is it's just like TVs that were really expensive are still really expensive, but a little less kind of thing. But like
I did, John, yeah.
There's always like there's always like there's like a joke that you see comedians about Black Friday. It's like, we all own flat screen TVs, we've all got sound systems, we've all got decent phones. Can food shops now start doing Black Friday sales so we can afford to eat? Because I think that's what we need now. Thank you, Kazarian. Yes, the reveals were good, but what about brackets my faction brackets my favourite obscure system and of course Curse City? GGW balls it up again. Welcome back. That's always going to be the problem with literally. There was a post today about a new Space Wolf 4-12 model, right? I've not looked at it.
Yeah, people have been talking about it.
Obviously, they were talking about it in chat. That's how I know. I imagine in the comments they'll be like, "What about Raven Guard? Where's insert name, Blood Angel's character? You know, people are never happy. Where's Drakari? It'll be like on a Horus Heresy post, because a lot of people are selfish and they only care about what they want. You know, but that is true. Thank you, Westy 2024. Not the Westy, I imagine.
No, it's not. This West 2024 is from America, I think.
Yeah, is he a tiny little dog? The little white one with the big.
No, it took me a
big
while,
head.
then I worked it out.
Happy Turkey Day! Side note, rip all Katachan and infantry squads. Everyone is about to have one extra mortar squad. Also, Liam, thank you for pushing me to paint my Eldar. Turned out to be Team Aqua.
Cool. I'm into it. I like Eldar are quite nice for paint schemes because you can kind of do anything.
Yeah.
They're like the Tyranids as well. Tyranids
Yeah.
are similar. Like you can kind of get away with doing anything. Like a lot of people, if you paint orc skin fucking blue,
Yeah.
a lot of people are like, what are you doing? It's orcs. You know?
Yeah, I hate.
If you paint Ultramarines, if you paint World Eaters Ultramarines colours, a lot of people are like, what are you doing? It's World Eaters, red or white.
Yeah.
Right. With Eldar and with Tyranids and stuff, they're some of the factions where I feel like you can get away with being quite free
You can do
with
anything.
colours.
I've seen a lot of really beautiful, like pink and white Eldar armies and stuff. They suit, they suit pastels really nicely as well.
Chat, stop.
John, I can't count that high, so I can't tell you.
Well, there's a number on the left-hand side there. It says new members.
69.5.
It's going up though, isn't it, Joe?
Yeah.
Joe, it doesn't say 69.5 anymore, does it? No.
No.
It'll stop at that.
Okay.
I'll tell you because this is ridiculous.
There's some old GW artwork of a green World Eater.
I'll tell you because it's ridiculous, JK. The total number of members at the moment on the stream is 701.
We are. What's the total? What's the stream?
The highest I've ever had,
Yeah.
1,105.
Really?
Yeah.
That's on your noteboard.
It's on my noteboard.
Yeah.
I wrote it on my noteboard.
That was your birthday or New Year's Eve?
Random March day.
Really?
Yep. New Year's Eve was my record ever super chat total at 2,500.
But
Is this the most in studio?
This is the most in studio.
yeah.
By a lot.
Ash Thompson says, "Is the new Horus Heresy Space Wolf mini suitably Viking?" Ash, new today.
It looks cool.
Let's have a gander.
Rune priest.
Where are you? Where are you?
I'm so sorry.
Oh, it'd be on Warcom, wouldn't it? War Hamster Community. Boom. Off we go. Oh, he's nice, isn't he?
Can I see? Because
It is resin though.
I don't.
Joe doesn't mind resin too much.
The new Forge resin
Stronger than me.
is very, very, very nice.
It's much better than it used to be.
Yeah.
By quite a lot.
The helmet is a bit weird, but the head is very good.
You can swap the head helmet, I think.
Yeah,
I quite like the helmet.
it's quite blocky, but what they've done,
It's like the classic dog.
it's nicer than the classic dog head.
Yeah. I
I'd,
like the
I'd
helmet.
rather that head over the classic dog head. The axe is a good size. His staff's
Yeah,
cool.
it's really cool.
Solid mustache game. Solid mustache.
Yeah.
I like
It's
that.
mad that it's 711 members and 500 was John.
711.
500 was John.
Maybe he's.
Even without John, it's pretty good.
Does Turkey Day in America have like a specific drink?
They've all been on it.
Yeah, because they have eggnog's Christmas, isn't it?
Yeah,
For
eggnogs
America.
Christmas, yeah.
I've never heard of America saying, "Oh, I'm drinking the Turkey Day sherry." You know?
It's the ketamine on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find just what John's been on. She has a serious ecstasy. And then obviously I'm in the bit here now where John basically decided that he was the biggest penis on YouTube.
Which we knew anyway.
Yeah.
That was already facts.
I hope, John, that you get to have sex with Anna de Almas.
Oh.
Yeah. And then she marries you afterwards. Yeah. I can't do a better one than that.
Weekend workshop Discord custom scheme. Keep going. I'm just finding the super chat out ready for when you're.
Okay. Thank you, Laura Cinder. These are clearly 5 different accounts. They are all madmen. We love you, Warhammer Jesus. The problem is, I was very defensive because John made it very clear he didn't like being called Warhammer Jesus. But the problem is when he does stuff like that, he's quite clearly Warhammer Jesus. He keeps Warhammer on YouTube alive. If there was no John, there'd be no Warhammer on YouTube. It would just be tabletop tactics and I literally just got out of my head. Mini wargaming, yeah. Just be them.
Yeah.
In barrels, floating around. Have you muted yourself? Do I unmute myself?
Yeah, I'm going to double mute just in case.
Yeah, I unmuted myself, so it's all good. Yeah. If there was no John, there would just be no Warhamster in the world. Thank you, Hardball Vortex Games. This is John gifting because he's mad Bridger is abandoning him when he goes to visit the Titans. Bridger not going to be there.
Is he not? He's not going to be there when John turns up.
That's rude. Well, I hope that
Stop gifting to them.
that you just come here and you should just move to England. Just have
I'd move to England with the current
Yeah.
government that's just come in.
yeah. So John, just move to England. Come live in the New Forest. You did say that you really liked it there. It was like you said, it was like being at home. The exact words you said. So, home away from home, but we got ponies, whereas you don't have ponies. Okay. Toilet dice. No, I want a picture of me under the toilet lid so that when you raise it up, you see my smiling face. Want to make it weird? Yes. We'll have one on the toilet lid, and then we'll have one on the back of the door. So when you sit down to go to the toilet, it's literally like in your face. Bridger is only going to be there for one day that I am there.
No commitment.
No, I think he should be there I think you shouldn't feed him because I know, John, you like to treat people, obviously. Just don't feed him. Punish him. You should get one of those like mouth covers that they have in like the Sisters of Silence, so he can't talk or speak or eat.
A muzzle.
A muzzle, yeah.
What's
Then
this?
a cork for his bumhole.
Who's this?
Oh, Bridget's not going to be there when John goes to see them.
Why not? Oh, because he's in Japan.
Yeah. So I said he should be punished.
Isn't he in Japan on work though? Isn't it something he can't help?
It's not our problem. It's John's problem. Thank you, Tony Willie, for welcome to membership. Thank you, Sir Galahad Grail Hunter. If you are still a grey name, it's because Warhammer Jesus doesn't love you. Yes, that's his way of giving you coal for Christmas.
Facts.
And then obviously we did the big dick red one. Dave B, Joe shout Liam's alive in your best Brian Blessed voice, and I'll love you forever. Liam's alive. It's the best I got right now.
It's pretty good.
I need to think of like a Grandpa Rabbit saying.
Why Grandpa Rabbit?
See, because Brian Bless is Grandpa Rabbit
is
in Peppa Pig.
Have you seen the video when he talks about punching a polar bear?
Yeah, he's a lad. Big fan of badgers as well, Brian Blessed. Yeah, there's a great episode of Peppa Pig. I remember this from when my daughter was younger, where it's all about Grandpa Rabbit losing his voice because he just shouts all the time. Because whenever Brian Blessed talks in Peppa Pig, like everything like shakes because he just shouts all the time. Great. Thank you, Carl of Hodgie, for 5 gifted memberships.
Thank you, Carl.
I hope that when you go out to buy a Christmas hat, like a Santa hat this year, they sell appropriately priced Santa hats, but they're actually thick and comfortable and actually give you some kind of warmth. Because normally when you buy a Christmas hat, it's like really thin, really shit material. I want a good, decent.
But it actually fits your head properly.
Yeah,
like them things that fucking squeeze your head in on it. And I'm granted I got a big head, but
Yeah. It's like a decent, it's just a decent winter hat that's like a Santa hat. That's what I want. Do it. Thank you, Aaron. Aaron 582 for 10 gifted memberships. I hope that when you get your like a fun, different flavoured something, like a novelty flavour, like Coca-Cola's doing like a cinnamon flavour at the moment. So if you get like a random flavour, it actually tastes nice and not shit. You know, or like you get raspberry flavoured Jaffa cakes. You know, they're actually tasty.
That sounds like it could be nice.
Yeah, Audi do a custard cream variety pack. Banging. It's like orange flavour, chocolate flavour.
The Thanes have now got this big thing about going to M&S and buying chocolate coated custard creams.
I mean, those are banging.
Yeah,
I was slid one of those.
Yeah.
It went straight in my basket.
It's been in the Thanes, Tom. Have you not seen it?
It's.
Got down the
They are great, but the Thanes do live the M&S life.
They do, yeah.
I don't have an M&S. The nearest M&S to me is a solid 45 to like 50-minute drive.
Yeah, he's banned from the rest.
Yeah. Also, they're a weird bunch that shop in. Have you ever been into Marks and Spencer's?
Not really, no.
Like,
only like in the
supermarket.
you get them in the service stations, don't you?
Yeah.
And I always make the mistake of walking in there because I want to buy a chocolate bar and a fucking and a drink. I'm like, what's all this pretentious shit? And I walk out and go to W.H. Smith's instead.
Like they're like Marks and Spencer's. Like the people that shop in there are like live on a different planet. Like they are weird.
Yeah.
They're like the peoples that during COVID went out in fucking marigolds and a snorkel.
Yeah.
Like those kind of
And flippers and nothing else.
yeah. It's just like odd bunch of people.
Yeah.
And also all like you said, the food in there is like it's like normal food but made fancy to the point where it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Like when you buy like a BLT and it's got horseradish in it for some reason. You're like, why?
Who likes horseradish?
Just stop ruining things, Marks and Spencer's.
Yeah, Marks and Spencer's.
Just keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah. Who calls someone Spencer anyway?
There's no good Spencers, are there? Have you met a Spencer that's not a massive knobhead?
I actually don't think I've ever met someone who's called Spencer, to be
I've
fair.
never met a Spencer.
I have.
He's
Dweeb.
clearly left an impression on you.
Yeah, and they're always like, and you watch in TV and films as well. They're like a bit knobbish. Yeah,
In Rachel's other half called Spencer.
I thought it was his last name, wasn't it?
I don't know. I think it's his last name.
Yeah, I've never met him.
Have you
I
not?
will, but I will judge him on his name.
Top bloke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I've said it now. I've
All
tried
right,
to give it
okay.
that brush.
Yeah. Well.
If you're not and you're lovely, change your name. Then people won't think. It's like when because you've got children. When you meet other people's children, like, oh, here's my son Logan, you automatically know that kid is going to be a little shitbag.
Do you?
Every Logan I've ever met at a kid's party, I've wanted to swiftly kick in the head.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't. Interesting. All right, cool. Joe judges people based on their names.
I do. I don't actually. There's a list. There's a very short list
Yeah.
of names.
Just two
For,
names.
yeah. Tristan's as well. Yeah.
There's Tristan lives opposite us.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a lovely lad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've judged him already. Yeah. Glenn as well.
Oh my God. I feel like it's not just two
Glenn's
names,
are not,
Joe.
but Glenn's are a 50-50.
On.
Glenn, like you can meet in like Farmer Glenn's. All farmers called Glenn. Great chaps. Jeremy Blankenship, thank you for one gifted membership.
What was the journey that was?
All Jeremys drive Range Rovers. Every Jeremy I've met. Always estate agents as well.
You know when he said...
When you say every Jeremy you met, do you mean you've once watched the TV and saw Jeremy Clarkson and that's now the rule you've applied?
Yeah, but he's not an estate agent. He probably is, actually. Secretly. In real life, I've met like 4 Jeremys. Every single one of them drives Range Rover, estate agent. And this isn't like localised either. Like one was in Bath and I met one in Kings Lynn.
Know what to do with this now.
Yeah. Welcome to Joe's social profiling episode of...
Just names.
Thank you, Schooner, for 10 gifted memberships.
Thank you, Scooter.
Schooner, I hope that... I hope that when you cook your next meal in the oven, it takes the exact amount of time it says on the packaging and isn't burnt. Because I find that, like I cooked some pizzas last night.
I've been lied to by a pizza box.
Yeah. I cooked them. One was like, I put 2 in first because there's 4 of us eating. 2 in first. 1 burnt, 1 not cooked. Same amount of time.
Whereabouts in the oven?
I rotated them.
So he's rotating?
Yeah, rotated. So they were 18 minutes. So I was like, split that perfectly in half. Then 9 minutes, rotate.
Oh, that's how weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I did the same with the second 2. Right?
I assume they're all
And
the
they were
same pizza.
So the first 2 were the exact same pizza, both same, like 4 cheese pizza. Got for the girls. And then I had the same make as the 4 cheese pizza, but I had pepperoni. Same amount of time, burnt. My partner had one of the rectangle pizzas, which I can't get on board with. It's not round. It's not a pizza.
Rectangle pizza?
Yeah. It's not natural. Because I don't have a rectangle plate to put it on. It doesn't fit on my round plates.
Fuck me.
I saw it, and the first thing I thought was I should have bought a rectangle plate to go with it. They sold them in the same shop. I should have bought them, but I didn't. Rookie mistake. So I kept it on the chopping board, because it's rectangle on a rectangle. Autism.
No.
Yeah. Yes. So, but that was a lovely chicken tikka one as well. That was.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah? You enjoyed that one, did you?
But that was my partner's Tamsin's. I had the pepperoni one. But hers was perfectly cooked. Mine was burnt. Annoyed me. So I hope every time you cook something, perfectly cooked, no burns.
I'm here for it.
Yeah. Thank you, Jaffe Barra, for 1 gifted membership.
Thank you, Jeffy Barra.
Yeah. Thank you, Nobody. It's called Nobody. I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part.
Don't, because I know where that's coming from. Nobody's being naughty.
Some Starship Troopers.
Yes, let's go with that. I'll explain off air. Let's go with that.
I think he's doing it in reference to Starship Troopers.
Let's go with that. Let's say that, yes.
Okay. Thank you, Hubris D, for 5 gifted memberships.
Thank you, Hubris D.
I hope that...
Who even is Hubris D?
I don't know.
It's another in-thanes joke, Joe. Did you not read any of the messages in there?
It's difficult to keep up with them, I'm going to be honest.
Fucking hell.
Right? I wake up in the morning and there's like 400 missed messages. I'm not reading all of them. I scroll to the bottom, to the newest one, and I go back like 50. Right? If my name doesn't come up, fuck them. All right?
Ooh.
No, I do read them. I'm joking. And then by lunchtime, there's like 400 more messages. I can't keep track of all of them because where it shows me where I finished part of a conversation, there would have been 12 conversations by the time it got to the next bit, or 100 conversations. So I'm just like, you can't keep up with it. So I just miss out on things. Or sometimes I just go look at the pictures.
Fine. Don't worry, I'll keep up with it all.
Good. Your name on the door.
Clipped. Someone clip that for me, will you?
What?
What he just said?
Is your name on the door?
Yeah, someone clip that for me?
Yeah. So when I do something bad, you're going down for it. Thank you, John McCardle, for 5 gifted memberships, keeping it cool.
What?
He's had too many. You know, he's keeping it cool, keeping it.
He gifted another 5. I
Oh, John Mitchell.
was about to say.
The Mitchell brother.
Similar letters. My brain just filled in.
Yeah, let's make sure we give the credit to the right person.
John Mitchell.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope that. I hope that next time you're shopping in town, you decide to go for lunch. And whilst you're at lunch, Ross Kemp is there.
Fuck off. Fuck off, just because his name's Mitchell.
Yeah.
I know where you're going.
You get a picture together.
Yeah.
And you could be the new Mitchell brothers.
Fucking hell.
What? I love Ross Kemp.
Yeah?
Yeah. I was a big fan of Ultimate Force. Very realistic TV program that was.
Very realistic.
I thought the best.
That's old, that now, isn't it?
I actually rewatched it again not
you?
too long ago.
Did you?
The first 2 series are peak quality because it's a bit grounded.
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of.
You just said that's the Ross Kemp wish every time.
It'll come true one day. Unfortunately, right, I do run out of ideas.
No.
I go with the information I have
won't
in front
have
of
it.
me.
I won't have it.
Oh, his name's Tony. I hope he meets Tony Blair. You know, I hope not. But you might love Tony Blair. But yeah, the first 2 series of Ultimate Force great, and it just goes a bit downhill after that because there's like nuclear bombs and stuff. Isn't
What
it?
is Ultimate Force?
Ultimate Force is about an SAS squad led by Ross Kemp. Right?
Have you seen the
He is a double R bastard.
Have you seen the episode he does with Ricky Gervais on Extras about it?
Yes.
No.
I've seen that.
Do you know what SAS stands for?
Yeah.
Super Army Soldiers. It's fucking great. Honestly, it's so good.
It was.
That's on with the football guy as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw
Vinnie Jones.
Ross
That's
Kemp.
him.
Well, they did Ross Kemp in Afghanistan, and he went and obviously did his rifle shooting, and he turned out he was a terrible shot. And they're
I saw him out
"Actually, that's
there."
my arse." Yeah.
Yeah. With his little entourage. 'Cause
Yeah.
He filmed like 3 seasons out there, didn't he?
Yeah.
Ross Camp in Afghanistan.
That was a great
Actually,
series.
that was a good series, to be fair.
Yeah. And he
And
got
I-
in there.
I'd take my hat off for him doing that.
Yeah.
And
He
actually showing
nearly
it.
got blown up by an RPG,
Yep.
and he got stuck in the tractor trench being shot at for like 2 hours.
I'd take my hat off to him doing that series, to be honest with you.
Yeah. But as is like Ross Kemp gets further and further down the line, you see that he becomes slightly more unhinged. Like Ross Kemp on Gangs, where he's like in the jungle with cocaine dealers and they're like waving AKs in his face and he's like slapping these people around. Quality TV.
Yeah. Do not try that at home.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't travel to the jungles to fight drug dealers.
The best Extras episode is the one with Patrick Stewart.
Oh, where he pretends everyone's naked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Extras was such a fucking
It's so
underrated
good.
show.
Yeah.
I like the one with Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah. Where he's
He's got a condom.
yeah.
It's Les Dennis is the one that gets me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Thank you, Brandon Lagazette, for 10 gifted memberships.
You're struggling now, aren't you?
I hope, Brandon, that tonight for dinner you make yourself lasagna. See where I went there? Because Lagazette, similar letters to lasagna.
I would not have made that. I would not make that connection if you didn't tell
But
me.
what is the good thing about what you do with lasagna is everyone could take this piece of knowledge home with them, right?
Fucking
This,
strap in, chat.
right? You make lasagna, but instead of lasagna sheets, you use Doritos.
What?
Fucking incredible. Get loose to make it. I know you don't do the cooking.
No, I don't think I will. No.
It's so good. Doritos, no lasagna sheets. Living the dream.
She wouldn't. I mean, she'd make the lasagna sheets anyway.
She'd make the lasagna sheets.
Yeah, she makes all her own pasta. We don't buy any pasta.
She's got too much time around. To give her something to do, more to do at home.
We don't buy any pasta. She makes all the pasta.
Why?
We don't buy. She makes like tortilla wraps. She makes.
Well, she can make the Doritos if she wants. If she wants something to do.
If she wants something to do.
Yeah.
Fuck, you know.
Yeah.
You can tell her that.
Yeah. Just look, trust me, people.
That
it's
sounds
incredible.
diabolical. There we go.
It's great. Great. Okay? Doritos. I've spoken. That's the my.
Did you think of that, or did you see? Something?
No, I've had it before.
Yeah, but like, did you like come up with it?
I'd seen it somewhere
Seen it
else.
somewhere?
I'd seen it somewhere else, and I thought that sounds incredible, and that's what I had for dinner that night. I didn't make it. I've got someone else to do it, but it was incredible. True Soul for 1 gift of membership. Thank you. Westy 2024 for 5 gifted memberships.
Thank you, Esty.
I hope that if you have a river near you, it doesn't get flooded by beavers. Because they build a dam and then it creates a backlog and then it floods your local area. Yeah. Unless you live in England. I just hope it doesn't get flooded in general because our waterways are terrible. You know, Chippenham is just underwater. There was a great video I saw on Facebook where a guy in a tractor just went full tilt through the Chippenham floods, destroyed all the shop windows because of the bow wave that got blasted out
when
from
you
the back.
cut down loads and loads of trees and replace them with giant fucking windmills that then don't do anything for the water drainage or soaking it up.
Yeah.
It's weird. Then things start to flood.
And then when you take all of the floodlands and build really shit houses on top
Yeah,
of them.
weird, that, isn't it?
Grimgar, cheese flavoured Doritos.
Weird how that happens. You remove the floodplains and you remove all the drainage, then it floods more.
Yeah.
Who knew?
And you don't dredge the rivers.
Yeah, don't dredge the rivers as well,
You
yeah.
don't maintain your drains.
That EU rule that we don't have to follow anymore, but
Yeah.
we still are. Yeah, imagine that. Weird.
An EU rule for not dredging rivers.
The EU brought in legislation to stop us from dredging rivers.
Why? What from the continent made entirely of canals?
Because
don't dredge them.
how do the elected feel important, Joe? They make up bullshit rules that don't make any sense frequently.
Where, like, how do we get shopping trolleys back in our shops? You know,
What?
Hang on, wait. I didn't put two and two together there and make four, Joe. What's happened there?
because the shopping trolleys they naturally live in the bottom of the river, don't they?
Do they?
Yeah.
Right.
So-
Okay.
The naturally
That's their
occurring shopping trolley.
That's their natural habitat is in the bottom.
It to you, but someone put them in the river.
Yeah, that's where they come from. You
Yeah.
know? It's like pineapples come from the moon, shopping trolleys from rivers.
Okay, right,
And
yeah.
then at night, like sea turtles, they come onto land
Sea
and then
turtles.
lay their
Yes.
shopping trolley eggs.
Yeah. Okay. Brilliant.
Thank you, Jeffrey Sutherland. You know, 5 good members. I hope you meet Keffer Sutherland. You know,
Kefir.
Keffer is that name?
Kiefer.
Kiefer.
Kefir the heifer.
Keffer. I hope you meet Keffer Sutherland, the cow version of Kiefer Sutherland. You know,
Kefir the heifer.
yeah,
Into it. Cool.
yeah. I hope you have a pet cow, and you call him Heifer Sutherland.
That would be good.
So many good ways to go with that, you know. Limey Panda, thank you for 10 gifted memberships.
A lot of tens today as well.
Yeah.
People, thank you.
I hope that when you go shopping in Iceland, you meet Holly Willoughby. She's Iceland mum, isn't she?
I don't know, is she?
Yeah. Who's the that's a really bad version of her.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
careful now.
She's got like a really nasally voice. Beautiful lady.
Who's that?
Big mouth. A lot of teeth going on.
What are you talking about? Oh, old Stacey Solomon.
That's the one. Oh, she's lovely. I like Stacey Solomon.
Who's that?
She's an Iceland mum.
She was on like a game show, like an
Yeah.
X Factor type
She-
thing.
and then she
got
did-
a face like a horse.
And then she did I'm a Celebrity as well.
That's going on at the moment.
Yeah. And her husband, Joe Walsh, was also on it. Yeah. Yeah. I hope you meet all the Iceland mums, apart from the rough ones. We don't want them. Thank you, Limey Panda. It says, glad to see Handsome Champs back. Who is getting shouted at by Brom tomorrow? Bombardment.
From tomorrow.
Well, I get shouted at by Brom today. He is on
I,
television.
I haven't got it in me to play tonight. I haven't got the energy. It's not going to happen.
No.
So I think Tuesday we've rebooked Dan.
Yeah, Dan's coming in, and we're going to do Slaves to Darkness versus
We're going to do the preview
Iron
that we
Jaws,
missed because
yeah.
Tuesday, and then Thursday, I think I'm currently down to play.
Yeah.
I think because that's the earliest. I miss playing. I want to play 40k.
The thing is, though, on the Sunday next week, we're going to an RTT down in Toyment in Poole. So you kind of need to run your army at least once.
Yeah, I do.
Before the event, so you actually know how it works.
I mean, I don't really care.
Yeah.
I'm there to have fun.
Yeah. And then I think we should get a cheeky Nando's afterwards.
Is there one near there?
Yeah.
It's
Around the corner.
a firm maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Or,
Christmas Nando's for the team.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to be like a work outing. There's a lot of people going. A lot of people who just go.
21 at the moment.
Yes, but I'm not buying 21 people Nando's, Joe.
I didn't say you had to. I'm
No.
saying as it's not a work trip because it's just a.
No, but if I make it a work trip,
Let's.
if I make it a work trip, the
Yeah.
money on Nando's becomes tax deductible.
Oh. Yeah.
Think it through, Joe.
Okay. Thank you, Liz B, for 10 gifted memberships.
Thank you, Liz.
Thank you, Liz. I hope that hang on.
Which category would it be?
He's going with names at the moment. I was expecting him to bring up the ex-queen.
Quite a lot of shopping.
Also, I hope you don't get stuck in an elevator with Liz Truss.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That fucking blobfish.
But, you know, the chance of you actually meeting Liz Truss and getting stuck in an elevator is quite slim. I hope that next time you go to a party, Elizabeth Hurley is there.
Oh,
And you get to have a nice drink together.
we are staying on names. We're staying on names for now.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Thank you, Christopher Sanford, Police Station, Gloucestershire, for 10 gifted memberships. I hope over the winter months going forward, your house doesn't fill up with those massive fat-bodied spiders. They come in during the winter, don't they? They just got to
The
pop
big
up
harvest spiders.
Yeah. They can get in a bin.
No.
When I go on the dog walk, when it's a bit frosty, you can see there that they're just like in their web, like across the footpath that I have to go across.
I'm one of the only people that welcomes spiders into my house. I think.
I will destroy it.
Especially when it comes to like mosquito season.
Oh, yeah.
Like, in you come, spiders. In you come.
No,
Take spiders over mosquitoes.
set it on fire, burn the house down. What I tend to do when I'm on a dog walk, I know there's lots of spiders around, because we've got all the extended ones, I like spin it as like a thresher to get rid of it.
Dog on it.
No, the dog goes off the lead when we get there. But yeah, I spin it to protect myself from spider wibbly bits. Thank you, 40k mate. My first striking scorpion is in Weekend Workshop Discord custom scheme.
I got this one ready before. Look, there you go.
Oh, orange and white. I like that scheme. Are you going to do your non-aspects in the orange and grey?
It's quite nice. It's quite clean.
It's nice and grey. I like orange. Like I said, because it's the scheme is grey with orange heads, isn't it? The other one with like orange stripes and stuff on it.
Yeah, I can't remember the craft world name, but yes.
Yeah,
I
really like that craft world. So that would work really well with like all orange bodied stuff. Yes. Yeah. John McCardle, stop talking about me. Everyone contributes. Everyone counts the same.
I don't think that's entirely true, is it?
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, I appreciate the
£1 super chats and the one gifted membership.
I appreciate I appreciate what he's trying to do there, absolutely. But I don't think it's entirely true. To be fair, so I appreciate everything.
If
from
it was a
everyone.
competition, you'd be winning.
I appreciate anyone who's just sat here watching. To be fair, but it's not entirely true, is it? So.
If you're watching, like, you can just like the video, and that's enough.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You could cover yourself in gravy.
Liking the video is enough. It is watching the video. Sharing it is important. One of the most important things all 260 of you can do, and anybody who's watched this and got this far on demand, one of the most important things you can do for us right now is about sharing the channel around and sharing the content around and talking to other people about it. The biggest problem we're having with growth this year in general is subscribers, and it's mental, and I don't understand what's going on. It's very, very low. Now, we're not the only ones. I've talked to other channels. Other channels are struggling with subscriber growth as well, but it's incredibly low. And I'm like, I feel like we do a good job.
Yeah.
I feel like we have a lot of fun, and I feel like we do a lot of good for the hobby and the community in general. But the YouTube isn't pushing the content.
Yeah, I think like unless you're a hardcore competitive channel, like pushing out to hardcore competitive players, I think in the 10th edition climate, just having fun and playing the game isn't enough.
Yeah.
As weird as that is to sound, like
everyone who watches us and people that find us say this is great, it's become my new favourite channel, which is lovely and flattering, and I like that. But we just seem to be getting out there. So
but I think because the problem is like we've like YouTube nowadays, as a lot of people watch it for entertainment, which are hopefully 256 people watching it for entertainment because they enjoy it. But most people, like myself, use YouTube as a tool for things.
Yeah.
Like if learn to play, like I'll be like, I'm painting striking scorpions today. First thing to do, YouTube, how to paint striking scorpions, and then I'll watch a bunch of videos. And then once I've done that, turn it off.
Okay.
Or playing Stalker at the moment.
Do you really do that? Do you honestly? Every time you paint something new,
Every time I paint anything that I've never painted
really?
before, first thing I do is watch about 10, 15 pound paint.
Straight up?
Yeah.
Okay. It's just interesting because one of the things I've done this time round when I started painting is I've stopped doing that.
Yeah?
Because it was putting me off. Because I couldn't achieve the same results.
Yeah, but what I do is I'll watch, so Striking Scorpions, for example, I'll watch Josh's ones, War Hipsters one. I'll watch like the Games Workshop one, and then I'll just watch a whole bunch of other ones. I really like the ones that Cult of Paint do.
Yeah, I like Cult of Paint ones.
Their Eldar style is really, really nice. So I watch loads of different versions, even if I think the thumbnail picture looks a bit shit, looks a bit bad. I'll still watch it because I'll be like, well, what did you do to get to a situation where it didn't look great? You know, but sometimes I watch those videos and I'll still learn something, or I'll be like, I like the colours that person used, but I use the technique that person did.
Yeah, okay.
You know, and it's just a really good way of finding out the do's and do nots on what to do, because you don't want to fall into like the same mistakes, kind of thing.
I've given up with painting tutorials because the amount of painting tutorials I turn on, but mix a 1 and 1 off, done.
But also, it's like one of those things where I'll watch a bunch of videos, and I'll watch a video that I really, really like what they've done in their final product, but they'll list a bunch of stuff. I like to paint I don't own, and I don't want to wait until the next day to wait for it to come from Element, !Element. What I'll do is I'll go, well, what paints do I have that match that style? Or I'll use that exact style there, but I'll use the colours that someone else used.
Yeah, okay. Interesting.
I think it's worthwhile doing. It adds like 20 minutes, half an hour.
I find that interesting. The amount of painting you do, I find that interesting that you still do that each time you start a new unit. Genuinely, I don't mean that.
Well, but it's like if I start a new army or whatever. Like if I'm painting on units I've done before, I probably won't. Or I'll have I might go into an army having already chose my colours, but I'll still find out like the order that people painted stuff in.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, I think it's important to see what other people have done anyway. Thank you, Leaks Veeks. It says, I'd bloody love new Talon Desert Raiders. Never gonna happen. I don't count it out. I think there's always a chance.
Talon are a style so unique that is one of the ones I would think you might actually see. I don't know. I would never say never. Yeah. I'd love to see Talon.
Yeah, Talon are great.
100% I'd love to see Talon.
A great model. Because they feel, I think they're so ingrained in the history of Games Workshop, like narrative and models, that I think we probably will see them. Even as the thing is though, for a lot of factions, I've said it before, especially with Guard, kill team exists. You might not get a whole army, but you might get a unit.
Yeah, if you just get a veteran guardsman squad, which is the Krieg, if you get that equivalent, if they did that, just that alone for each of the regiments, I think I'd be happy.
Yeah.
If they did that at a command squad, I'd be ecstatic. If they start doing that and heavy weapons, I'll be like, fucking, that'd be me.
Yeah.
Happy.
Because if you think, like, if you look at the Talon coat, like, style, short coat, baggy-ish trousers, sometimes boots, sometimes boots with wraps. So you could easily you could double that up with a head swap kit with Steel Legion. It's very similar design because Steel Legion have the folding stock las guns, which a lot of like the Talons had. So you can, like the Games Workshop, there's options for Games Workshop to do like a mixed box.
Okay.
You know? Thank you, Keith Moore. I hope that if you go to a Christmas garden, I go to the Christmas garden centre every year. I hope you go and there's no queues. It's not really busy. I love garden centres at Christmas because they always have like massive light displays and stuff.
Yeah.
And I always buy a new Christmas decoration every year.
Into it.
Yeah, good. Thank you, Elging. Says for 5 gifted memberships. I hope that if you go and stay with family over Christmas, you get to sleep in a comfortable bed. Yeah.
I've slept in a shit bed.
You sleep in shit beds, the sofa, air bed on the floor. Sometimes just like I've been once and they pulled out roll mats. I was like, I am not camping.
I mean, it's better than the floor.
It is better than floor, but yeah, luckily my mum has spare beds, so we can actually sleep in a decent bed. But I've stayed with family over Christmas, and I'm like, I wish I wasn't here. You know, I wish I hadn't drunk. I hadn't drunk any alcohol, so I could just drive home and sleep in my own bed.
I'm terrible for that, man.
Yeah,
I'm terrible for. Looks like you can have another beer. No, why? Because I can go home.
Yeah.
So, or we'll be like, she's like, we need to go see my family for Christmas. Do you want me to book a hotel? No. She's like 2.5 hours away, Liam. I was like, yeah, I'm driving back to my own bed, thanks.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get in at like half midnight. I was like, that's fine. Then I'll get away in bed.
I'm like,
no alarm clock the next day.
I go to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. Half midnight is great.
That's fine.
Yeah.
The kids will go straight to sleep. We'll be in our own house tomorrow. They can stay in pajamas.
Yeah.
That's
because if you stay in a hotel, you inevitably have a terrible night's sleep. You wake up early anyway.
Still got to do the drive.
Yeah. You got to do the drive, and you still feel like crap.
Yeah.
Thank you, Clive the Kiwi. That is a weird way to spell Clive, but I like it.
Why?
Clyve.
Yeah. Maybe his name's Clivy.
Clivy. Yeah. Cliv. Silent E. You know. For the one thank you, Lix. Joe's dream is eating Nando's off a sheep's back.
Yeah.
Try most things once, you know. It'd be a weird experience because you'd have to. Because I imagine the sheep wouldn't stay still, would it? Even if it was on a rope, it'd still walk around in circles.
Ask the Welsh.
Yeah. You know. Just How do you keep a?
I think you got to put his back legs in your wellies, didn't you?
Yeah. Get a strap round it. Thank you, Mrs. Sven Holio, for 10 gifted memberships. This is going to be a long stream today.
It's going to be.
It's because you bought this stupid hopes thing. Really extends the length of thanking people.
Oh, the bitterness. Finally come out.
This was great in the beginning.
Yeah.
You know,
we don't normally do 778 members in a show, though, Joe.
Mr. Sven, I hope you don't get molested by your uncle with small hands. You know,
he might like that, Sven, might.
Yeah.
Yeah, the big hands.
Big hands.
Going
There's a big hands, warm heart, you know.
Yeah.
Warm hands is what you want. Right. Thank you, Wee Man, for 10 gifted memberships. I hope that all your Christmas shopping that you do online gets delivered to your house before Christmas on time.
That's strong, actually.
Yeah, and doesn't get left in the rain.
That's strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our local delivery people have just given up even knocking now.
Are they?
Yeah, I opened the door to go put the bins out, and there was like 4 boxes on my doorstep.
Oh.
I was like, and from different people as well. There was a Parcel Force and Amazon. Knock.
They do, like, I've had a couple of photos come through saying, I can't do this because of my moral compass, but
Yeah.
I've had a couple of deliveries happen over the course of the last month or so, where they deliver something in your doorstep, they just take a photo of it in your doorstep and fuck off. Right?
Yeah.
And then like you open the door, you're like, where the fuck's that come from?
Yeah.
When's that? Or you'll get home, you'll pull up on your drive and be like, was there a giant box in my doorway? And I'm half tempted nowadays to be like, cool, take the parcel inside, go on the app, didn't receive.
Yeah.
Where's your proof you delivered it? It's on the doorstep to a closed front door.
Yeah.
So my neighbour must have had it away, mate.
Yeah. Well, anyone could have had it away.
Well, anyone could have had it away. Yeah.
I wanted to have a go at my delivery people a couple of months ago when I had a not cheap computer arrive, and I'd been out for the day. So I don't know what time it had been delivered. It had just been on my doorstep.
Yeah.
Anyone could have had it away.
That's what I'm saying. I can't. Again, my moral compass stops me from doing it because I can't be dishonest about it.
Yeah.
But I want to. I want to be like, right, you fuckers. Until you start actually delivering it, you can start covering the cost of these things.
I have a friend. I'm not going to say his name on the internet.
Don't lie.
I have a friend who used to buy models of dubious creation from China. Right. Every time he did it, he'd pretend that it never arrived and got a refund on PayPal every time. I was like,
No, Joe.
I was like, how could you have that? Like, I couldn't. I was like flabbergasted.
Do you know what? I actually could have that kind of. If it's from a recaster that's already ripping someone else's IP off anyway, I'm like, fuck you then.
Yeah.
Fair game, innit?
Yeah.
So you're doing questionable practices, I guess. Anyway, carry on.
Thank you. Who was that? Wee man.
We did, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was
Thank you, Mordy Hammer, for 5 gifted memberships. I hope that if you have to wear a suit over the next month that you haven't worn for a long time, it fits perfectly when you put it on.
It's good job.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you, Caladius9, for 5 gifted memberships.
little assassin jumping in there.
Yeah, I hope that next time you go to eat jam that's been in your fridge for any amount of time, it's not mouldy. I swear to God, every time I go, I'm like, I have a moment where I might have a jam on toast. I open it and it's got more fur on it than a beaver.
I like the fact, by the way, as well, that we stopped talking about this topic for the stream about 40 to 50 minutes ago. You've literally held 250 people watching you give hopes. That's television.
Yeah.
That's television.
Thank you, Arno Lowe, for 5
Never
gifted
stop.
memberships.
The relevance to the stream is like, watch the first hour and a half you've done.
Arno Lowe. I hope someone gives you a literal camel toe for Christmas.
Well,
Why?
It's funny, isn't it?
running out now, Joe.
No. Probably. Thank you, Keo Dude, for 5 gifted memberships. I hope that they open a all glass fronted and sided yoga studio near your house
Strong.
with a Subway next door. Subway. Thank you, the Hubris Lounge,
Oh.
for 5 gifted memberships. I hope that during a Christmas market, some lunatic releases 100 turkeys, live ones, into the market, and they just go buck wild just everywhere,
Yeah?
just gobbling.
What noise they make?
That noise there.
Oh, wow. Strong.
Yeah. Thank you, Clivy, the Kiwi, for 1 gifted membership.
Clivy. Good old
Yeah.
Clivy.
Yeah. And Ash Thompson, thank you for 5 gifted memberships.
He was 21 the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was also in Thames, Joe. Pay attention.
Oh yeah, I said happy birthday to him in
Did you?
fact.
Good thing,
Actually, I remember. Do I remember what I did when I was 21?
I remember.
Remember Star Wars?
How long ago was that? How long was
How old are you?
that? Was 20?
He's a year younger than me.
20.
How old are you?
That was 20. 20. 2007. 2009. I was 18 in 2005. 2008. I was 21. What was I doing then? 2001.
I was in primary school.
I think I must have started working for Weatherspoons then. So I imagine I spent a lot of time being drunk and eating chocolate.
Yeah.
I existed on a diet of dairy milk chocolate bars at 5 o'clock in the morning from the local corner shop. So I'd just buy a big one and I'd eat that throughout my shift, along with picking random food off plates while I was eating. I lost a lot of weight, actually.
Joe and maths and history are a winning combination. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they are.
In Minehead, of all places.
Have we got a wish for him anyway? Did we ever wish
Oh,
for him?
Ash, yeah. I hope next time you have a Weatherspoons large mixed grill, it comes out perfectly cooked. It's perfect. And the mushrooms you get are actually nicely cooked with the butter, and the peas haven't been sat in the water for about 3 hours. And good chips. And the ketchup bottle you get doesn't look like it's been dipped in like a bucket of ketchup. I hope it's like a fresh ketchup bottle. You actually have to open it to take the seal off. Done.
You done? You're done. Only an hour over.
Only an hour. I think it's worth it. I feel like John paid for it.
I feel like they all did, yeah.
Yeah. I'm increasing my hourly wage to £500.
Are you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And
You might be looking for a new job then.
yeah. No, I'll stay. I would do it.
So the reveal show was good.
It was bloody good. It was
Yeah.
bloody good. I am much excited for Krieg. I hope we get all the new hours. We get one of the Krieg boxes, but I definitely feel like I need to get a second Krieg box.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be value.
Yeah.
But
Because
the Krieg
you're
box
going to want a Krieg book.
The Krieg box has got Somber Horseman in as well, isn't
Yeah.
it? So I'll just take the Somber Horseman for now.
You want the codex.
I do.
I want a codex. So we have to get 2.
Everyone wants the Codex.
But I also want 30 horses.
Yeah. Okay.
Clip, clop, clip, clop. Although they make clip, clop noises. They don't have horses. They've got like talony feet, haven't they?
They might still make clip-clop noises.
Yeah.
Yeah, little speakers in the side.
Or
road.
like clicky clack. You know when your dog walks on hard flooring,
Yeah.
makes that clicky clack noise.
Yeah.
Thanks, Oj the lamb.
Oh, no, Oj and Lamb. He's taking the piss of the fact that we're calling him Clivy
Yeah.
instead of Clive.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
yeah. I get the bants, Clive, don't you worry, just because he's a...
What's your picture? Is that supposed to be as a cartoon kiwi? I like that. Got
Yeah.
like flight
Anyway.
goggles on.
I'm going to go now because we need to set up for this evening and I need to give my voice a rest and I have to work out what the fuck we're going to do for dinner.
I need to think about what army I'm running.
Yeah, Brom sent a list into the group already for
I'm
Ultramarines.
thinking about running Harlequin's Eldar Cross.
Okay.
I thought that'd be good.
Yeah, we can do that. You got the stuff if you want to run it. You want to run some elves. I'm all for the elf love. So if you want to run some elves, we run some elves.
Ash said he's going to put a picture of a Weatherspoons Large Ridge Grill in the Thames on Saturday for you. Thank you. It's the best meal that Weatherspoons does.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. You lot are fucking mental.
Yeah.
And
We love
amazing.
you.
And
Yeah.
I'm grateful. I'm so very grateful. And you know, I picked my phone up halfway through that and said to Luce, I said, this lot are unfucking believable. So from Luce and I, thank you. Obviously from Joe as well, thank you. It's
Thank you.
insane. I don't come back on stream because I'm like, you now need to make up for the last week, because that's not your job. It's not your job, but you basically just have, and that's insane. So thank you for that support. It means the world to us. We're going to have a live game of 40k tonight. It's going to be Brom with Ultramarines versus Joe with some kind of elf clown combination. He's just said it live, so fuck it. And Hubris has said, please bring the clowns, please.
Oh yeah, the
Let's
clowns
bring
will
some
definitely
clowns.
be there.
Okay,
Agree.
I will probably be about to launch the show, and then I'll probably comfortable launching the show. Should we give it a go, maybe? Me and Tom and I will launch the show, and then I'm going to basically hand him the reins and have my finger on the mute buttons. If I end up coughing like I have through the show today, I can just do that off air. I'm going to do less talking tonight because my voice is really sore. My throat's very sore, and I need to give it a bit of a rest because I've got the After Dark show tomorrow as well. But thank you so much for hanging out. So come and hang out with us at 7:30 for Brom and Joe and Tom mostly, and I'm going to be about and jumping in with comments every now and again, but not perhaps as bad as I was last Thursday when I sat there shivering. Because remember how I looked last Thursday, sat on the edge? That was pretty bad. And then tomorrow we'll be back at 8:30 with After Dark as well. Then I have a weekend of resting where I just plan to sit there and paint quietly until we come back on Monday. And hopefully this will start to settle and I'll be better and it won't be quite so bad. You lot are unbelievable. If you're in America, I hope you're having a wonderful Thanksgiving. We're very thankful today. Very, very thankful. So... Carlos, thank you for the 10. Glad you're feeling at least a bit better, Liam, and thank you for the hope, Joe. You're very welcome. If you ask me how I said this earlier, if you ask me how I'm feeling compared to normal Liam, about 40%. If you ask me how I'm feeling compared to me 4 days ago, about 1,000,000%. So much better. So paint in the background. No, I'm not. I didn't bring stuff to paint today. That's at home, ready to go for tomorrow onwards. Next week's going to be interesting. Next week, Luce was supposed to be on holiday all week, so I was not going to be here at all. But she's decided she's going to stay home but be on holiday. So we've got the Liam and Joe shows where the kids might be running around.
Yeah.
And then we've got Tuesday evening, I think, is planned with me not being here. But I'll set everything up. And then Thursday, I think I'm playing. But the kids might be here, but we'll see.
Toy.
So look out for that next week as well. Hopefully you join us this evening, you wonderful people. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Please make sure you hit that like button if you do enjoy the show and put a comment on it after the fact. Let us know how you feel about the reveal show if we haven't already got to your comment. Like I say, hopefully we'll see you tonight. If not, we'll see you in the next one.
Bye, have a wonderful time.